Ready for a little controversy?
Yeah, and you unfortunately did not win, even with $100 in the game. A single person in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know if they live around Troy or not, but
I don't know where in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine how far $1.55 billion is going to go in Florida?
I mean,
you can buy the state.
You can buy the state. You can buy Disney.
Yeah.
I was actually disappointed when I read it.
You were disappointed because you thought you might win.
I didn't, but I was still when I knew there was a guy in Florida.
That's a bummer. That means I didn't win.
It can't be me.
They won, so that means I didn't win the lottery. So that's kind of a bummer for me. I get where you'd think that.
Neptune Beach.
Nice.
Where's Neptune Beach?
Down by West Palm.
Oh.
Beautiful area.
Do you think it was a Nagel?
It's east of Jacksonville.
Oh.
Sold at a Publix.
Nice.
Wow.
Of course it was. Oh,
I like that. Not a fancy store, just a. I guess lottery tickets.
At a fancy store, would you buy a lottery?
That's true. Yeah.
I went to Bloomies and got my lotto.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I like to see somebody, like once in a while a doctor wins it and you're like, you want to see somebody who has no money.
That's right.
Just really wreck their life.
You want somebody that goes in. Yeah, you don't want somebody that walks into a Bergdorf Goodman's and gets their lottery ticket on the way out. They don't need it. But somebody that goes in and like gets a nice 3-piece of Publix for dinner, and a lotto ticket. Now they're a billionaire. That rules.
And please don't announce who you are right away.
Don't at all.
No, in some states you don't have to. In some states you do. Some states they allow you to remain private. In other states you can't. I don't know what the rules are.
In the states that you can't remain private, though, you can set up like an LLC to accept the winning.
And you won't have to have your real name?
No, like there are
it's
lawyers.
Like what people do with real estate.
Yeah, there's lawyers who will set up a company in your name.
Can you imagine how much a lawyer would charge? Hello, I just won the lottery, and I'd like nobody to find out. Sure, the bill is just a simple $7 million.
You don't tell them you won the billion. You tell them that you're coming into money or something, and it's going to be $100,000 or $80,000.
That's the move.
And you need an LLC where no one will know it was you.
My family's going to try to get the money
or
from me.
Whatever you tell them, because and you don't tie your name into the LLC if you can avoid it. Bless you, sweetie.
Bless you, Troy.
But you hate to see those people, their lives automatically, because it's just, I'm sure, overwhelming.
Dude, every story, there's like documentaries where it's just winner after winner after winner after winner.
Ruins their life, yeah.
It ruins their life.
There is a lawyer, I read a story recently about a guy who was a lottery winner, won $1 billion, talked about how the lawyer, or close to $1 billion, how the lawyer stole like...
That just happened.
Millions of dollars with bad investments, but it was a lottery lawyer.
No, it was like it was like the lawyer's investments into like these shell companies and stuff. Oh. Like he was like siphoning money from them because they were already kind of well off. So the winners. So they were like investing in just things. They were giving a lot to charity. Like
they're not broke now, but they just got...
No, they're not broke, and they certainly weren't broke before. They were already well-to-do. So that's why they kind of entrusted this guy. They also, I know, I said well-to-do. I get it.
He was being cute.
I didn't like that.
You could be cute if you want.
Okay, thanks. So
he's had enough of being stopped.
So
these
were one people that I think accepted the winnings without using their name because they didn't want people to know. So they also, in turn, had all these bank accounts that were not in their names. So they weren't looking at the finances. They were just trusting this guy who had great reviews because he had done this for other lottery people before. And then eventually they found out, like, we've lost like $80 million.
Yeah, but they won way more. But they still...
they won a lot, yeah.
And hopefully, like Avenatti, hopefully this guy will go to prison. Like, when you steal money from people like that, it's just so disgusting.
It's awful.
But you're also, by the way, for him to be able to invest money like that, they must have signed over power of attorney in certain things.
Yeah.
Like my accountant... And the guy who does my stocks, he's not allowed to make investments without getting a verbal from me. He has to get some kind of a thing. There was like when I wanted to sell the Sirius Tech, I've had it for years. He's like, look, that I can't do that without actually talking to you. Like my accountant can't do it.
Right.
He had to speak to me first, and I told him, yes, I want to do it. But you watch your money. He stole $107 million winner for yachts. Oh, you got 13 years. All right, good.
13 years for mobbed up scheme.
Fucking $100 million.
Lottery
lawyer stole $107 million in prize money from jackpot winners and used the bounty on luxury vacations, yachts, and a Porsche. Was sentenced to 13 years in prison.
Can't you just buy yourself a really nice car and maybe invest in a house? Like, do you have to buy yachts? Like, that's such a giveaway.
It is a giveaway.
I guess,
and the
but
cost
if he was
of
already
maintaining the yacht, and they always say, like, it's very difficult to make your money back on a yacht. Like, if you're gonna, like real estate, people invest in real estate because the idea is, even though it's an expense to upkeep, eventually you'll make your money back, right?
1.5 billion, sorry, Sam, is what they won. But after that, they probably had like 500 million, 400. He probably stole 25% of their money.
Yes, and who knows? Maybe they took the cash. And then it got even less.
I was counting for that. I would say 1.5 billion.
But if they took the cash buyout,
700 million, then taxes 400 or 500 million. I'm guessing. 1.5 billion, you probably want to put 500 million after everything.
Right. Yeah, didn't they say that's what it was? Like 700 million if you want to do the cash buyout on this one?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Something like that.
And he stole
minus taxes.
100. I mean, what a
Yeah. Well, 13 years. I hope it was worth it.
If you still have that money, it is, but that's...
They take it, though.
Yeah, if they found
better
all
have
of
spent
it.
Yeah,
if they found it.
If they found it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you got to do. If you win the lottery and that kind of money, I mean, you just got to put it in the bank, hide it. Just hide it.
Or invest it in, like, companies like Apple, invest it in companies like fucking Tesla, or whatever
Blue
companies.
chips.
Yeah.
Blue chips.
Yeah, who did?
Okay.
That's what you do. Make smart...
Not risk, low risk.
Don't be an idiot. You could spend some money and like take a chance.
I mean, but yeah, it's like if you turn $100 million into $700 million, it's like that's great, but your life doesn't change.
Right.
And the risk is that you lose it all, and then your life will change. So I would think that if you have that kind of money, low risk, start the LLC. Don't tell anyone.
No, you just start it, or you start a couple of them. You give no one power of attorney. In your bank accounts to transfer funds, you give your accountants a certain amount of leeway, and you keep going online and checking your balance.
Right.
I check my balance pretty often in my investments just to make sure that it looks copacetic.
Right.
Like, it's all still there.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
More or less, it should be around here. It's around there.
And it's around there. Like, you know what I mean? If there's a little bit, but you have to be smart about it. And if they know you're smart about it and they know you check, they're less likely to try anything cute because they know that you're paying attention.
People don't stop getting greedy, though. It's the nature. I mean, it's why the lottery is successful. It's just human nature. Like, there's no satiating that appetite. Every single story ends up being, that they won the lottery, and then somebody was like, I got this opportunity. It's going to generational wealth. It's going to make you even richer. Or you're going to have this kind of power, or you're going to be put into this social circle, or it's going to, whatever it is, it's more. I can get you, now that you're here, I can get you even more. Oh, I want more.
Yeah.
And then you start losing everything.
Yeah, and you just have to make sure you build a little wall around yourself.
That's it.
Before anybody knows you have that kind of money. Because 1.5 billion, I don't care who you are. Mm-hmm. It's a change. It changes everything. Mm-hmm. Even if Rogan won 1.5 billion, it wouldn't change his day-to-day life, but it would change everything.
It change perception.
It's just the amount of money is just you can lose 100 million somehow. You can't lose $1 billion.
But I mean, Rogan's a good point of reference because when a headline comes out that says $100 million Spotify deal for Joe Rogan, I'm sure everybody in the world started treating him differently. Right? I'm sure that's also, when the world finds out that you have big money, everybody starts treating you differently. You have to be real careful about who you keep around you.
But Joe also had money before. Like, he was making a ton of money on the podcast, and he had sitcom money. He had
Fear Factor,
UFC.
Yeah.
So he's a guy that people knew made a lot of money, but that still did change the perception. Like, oh, God, there's a number on it that was like a lot.
Yes.
So, good luck to this lottery winner. Anyway, I was very jealous and very annoyed.
Right, because that's 100 down the drain you will never get back.
I think, I mean, that was for the week before, I think. This one I only spent $50.
That's 150.
Yep. Sure is.
But you know what?
I don't mind it though.
Worth the risk.
When you're gambling for $1 billion, this is not $50 in scratch-off tickets to hopefully win $2 and parlay it into 8. I want $1 billion.
Hey, scared money don't make money.
That's right.
It's a great point. I mean, I'm not necessarily well-to-do.
He's still mad at you for saying that.
Well,
for saying that
he
phrase.
should get over it.
Fucking Travis Warbucks. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well-to-do.
You always. You think Travis sounded crazy when he said well-to-do, kind of like
Troy
a
wasn't
douche.
paying attention.
Kind of like you think kind of like a douche, right?
Troy's busy thinking about 1989.
I'm as psyched as you are about it.
Good.
Taylor's version in October.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 new singles.
October 27th, 5 new songs. Yeah, the Swifties, by the way, Travis, artfully done. The Swifties are going.
Thank you.
Real
Game
recognized game. That's right. The Swifties are going nuts. Which I assume, and I saw, by the way, that Troy is in the gang because I don't follow Taylor Swift on Instagram, but apparently I'm one of the very few that don't.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know how many millions and millions and millions.
She probably got 2.5 million.
It's probably a little more. I think it might be slightly more.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I did see when she put up, because last night at her show is the last show on the American leg of the Eras tour, the stadium tour that she's on.
Jesus.
And she announced, of the American leg, and she announced that the 1989 Taylor's version, which had been very speculated about by the Swifties, because, Taylor's versions are the ones that Scooter doesn't get.
That's right.
Yes. And in 1989, everybody loves 1989.
I don't love that picture, though.
Well, sure. She should have consulted with you before she put the album out.
Yeah.
But this is the one, right? And there was a lot of speculation as to when it was going to come out, and people thought early next year. But she announced officially that it's coming out October 27th of this year, and there's going to be 5 new songs on it that were not on the original album.
That's right.
And when I looked at the Instagram announcement that has 6.7 million likes just on Instagram, it was like 5 hours ago. It was already posted 5 hours ago, liked by Troy Kwan.
Well,
So,
I'm on it.
You're on
He
it.
keeps
When's he
abreast.
supposed to like it?
Huh?
When is he supposed to like it?
I'm just
Good
saying
for you, Troy.
he stays up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is not a criticism.
Are you going to get it?
Yeah. I'll listen on Spotify.
Sure.
I'll buy the vinyl version too.
You will. Do you have a turntable or are you
Yeah,
just a
in
collectible?
Florida.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it down there.
Throw it up on a wall, maybe?
Maybe.
As a decoration?
I'd love for her to sign it. That would be nice.
Yeah.
What would you say if you could meet Taylor?
I'd probably cry.
Through your tears.
Yeah, she'd just be sitting there. The guy who looks like the guy the FBI shot in Utah is crying.
Can you imagine having to deal with that? Taylor Swift, that is her life. She has to deal with 50-year-old men
Yeah, stands.
crying.
Yeah.
Like
Because they're working through decades of trauma through her songs.
That's what they're doing. That she's finally this beacon of innocence that they've been looking for
Yeah. She's great.
after living a life of debauchery for 3 decades.
She is a really smart business person, though, to redo all these songs.
I love that.
What a work ethic to go, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I'll just redo them. It'll take me a bunch of years. Fuck, who cares? The time will go by. I'll redo the songs.
And she's making more money than she would have off the royalties because she's making the royalty money
Yep.
and the re-release money because you have to re-buy the album or you're re-listening to it on Spotify. Like it's one thing to license the music, but when she puts out a Taylor's version, it completely rejuvenates the album. So people like Troy are sitting there. I'm sure in October you're going to be on the biggest 1989 kick ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she owns the publishing and all the
she owns
mastering.
everything. Yeah.
And it's funny because if you look at the songwriting, she's the only songwriter. And obviously, she's not because there's the videos of her like with producers,
Right.
writing with her. But she is only listed, so I'm sure they're just hired hands.
Right. It's
And then she's-
contractually
Yeah.
she gets
Works for hire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I mean, to have the master and the I can't imagine what she's making a day just on streaming.
Insane. And just the fact that she's going to re-release it and 6 million people just liked the idea of that immediately on Instagram. Do you know how many of these she's going to sell?
6.7
It's
immediately
And I
within
think-
5 hours.
how much is she worth? Is she worth $700 million? Is she worth $1 billion yet or no? She will be if she's not.
She will
now.
be.
Oh,
She will
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
If she's not already, she 100% will be.
And I feel like this is going to be
780 million according to Forbes.
And we don't even have 1989 Taylor's version yet.
Was she 33?
Like on there.
33.
Insane.
Troy, you knew that a little too quick.
I looked up how old she was.
What's her birthday?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
She's
right.
from Why I'm Missing, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she is.
Shout out West Reading.
That's what they're going to be saying to her after Troy meets her. Why are you missing?
But I feel like this is going to be the new thing, though. I think she started a trend.
You think other artists are going to do this?
Because it's so brilliant. Because if you have a big album and you don't own the masters to it, and you just re-record that record and it's yours. I think Incubus is doing it now.
Nobody cares about
Can
that.
they?
I know they
Poor
don't, but it's
Incubus.
just it's they're leading. She's
Hey
leading
guys,
these
it's Incubus's version.
And it gives you some, but it gives the artist something to work towards.
Pardon me.
That like you don't have to create new shit, but you're just redoing the old stuff.
Brandon's version. Brandon's version of "Pardon Me While I Burst Into Flames."
Come on, that's a good song.
It is a good song. It's iconic, but I don't
Incubus
know.
has two good records.
Do they sound like they used to? Do her new ones sound like old versions?
They sound identical.
All right, well,
that's the other thing. Like,
yeah.
you gotta like,
sound identical.
I Need a Hero. What's her face's version? What's her name again?
Oh, she wouldn't be able to redo it.
Oh my God. Ah!
Yeah.
I know
Need a
who-
Hero.
Bonnie Tyler.
You were making his brain get it?
Yeah,
Good for
of
you.
course I was.
Yeah, Bonnie's versions
Yeah.
wouldn't be exactly the same.
John Denver. There's a version of "Take Me Home, Country Roads." An amazing song.
Love John Denver.
But yeah, of course. And then another version of it where he's singing a little bit differently, and it's a later version. And you're like, I want the original.
Yeah.
So it's got to sound like
Right.
the original. I think the same with Paul Williams. I went to find "Old Fashioned Love Song." The original's amazing. The new one's good, but it's not the original.
It's not the same. Like,
It's gonna sound like the original.
like you don't want Motley Crue to come out with Vince's version.
Oh,
No. Kiss redid Detroit Rock City, and I don't know if they just reproduced it because and you could tell it's a later version because they say at one point, "Get up," towards the end of the song,
Right.
which is not in the original. And I wish they did that to differentiate it so they could say clearly this is the version.
Like legally.
I bet you that there's a legal
Maybe.
reason for that.
I'd love to know if Taylor is actually going back. I mean, she has to say that she's re-recording it.
Yes.
Did she really re-record it, or did they just take
Do they have-
the multi-track versions, added a little bit to it, and kind of spiced it up?
Well, I mean,
a
she
little
doesn't own those. Scooter owns them.
Right, but he's saying, like, did she do it under the table?
bit? She still has the multi-tracks, I'm sure.
Sure.
So, but
They
like,
may be-
Scooter will take the like when they take all the multi-tracks and mix it down and master
Yeah.
it, they
No,
hand
I
that
see
to
what
the
you're saying,
label.
yeah.
But you still have the
I
Pro
bet she
Tools
really
version.
the files. So, like how Kiss...
That would open herself up to like.
I know,
Tremendous.
It'd be illegal. Like how Kiss did a live, but it wasn't exactly a live version.
Sure
like
was.
They had...
Cobo Hall in Detroit.
No, they are very clear that they made it in a studio
No, they
and
didn't.
just added elements from
No,
the
they
show.
didn't.
Okay.
They were in Cobo Hall,
No,
Detroit.
it was fake.
Why are you arguing with Jim?
It was.
No,
I know all about the boys.
Everybody
Deuce
knows
was-
it's
He
Jim.
knows Kiss like Troy knows Taylor.
Yeah,
was-
Deuce was the opening song.
It was done in the studio.
No, it wasn't.
And they just added some elements.
No, it wasn't.
The live recording wasn't great.
Of course it was. It was amazing.
No, it wasn't.
In Cobo Hall in Detroit.
The live experience wasn't actually good for home
They
recording.
were capturing the recording of them live because they felt the albums Dressed to Kill, Hotter Than Hell, and Kiss didn't capture them.
It was pretty much done in studio
As
with
they
a little
were.
bit from the shows.
I've seen photos. There's a giant arena full of people. Look at the back of the album.
What, are you saying they faked the photos?
No. The concert happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But the recording doesn't reflect what happened at the concert.
yeah, I suppose a live too is the same thing.
100%
No,
the
it's
same
just,
thing.
yeah, of course not. Yeah, so no, she's probably re-recording, but
I
the
think she's-
engineers are probably so good they can probably do whatever they have to do on the computer to make it sound exactly as it did.
But she also does sound the same.
Yeah.
She does.
It's not that
but
hard.
it's just it's hard to like replicate exactly what
Yeah, of
happened.
course.
But it doesn't
Ten-
sound exactly
10
the same.
I'll tell you what, the Taylor versions, when they put the new Taylor versions in, like I listen to them and like I can't tell a difference.
Because they have the masterful engineers, and they probably said this better sound exactly like the original.
And don't forget, you got boomer ears too.
Yeah.
Right?
man.
So, like, your daughter, Travis, probably is like, oh, yeah, I would never. This is clearly Scooter's version. I got to turn this off right now.
Yeah.
Because she's not boomer.
No.
Right.
Not like Troy.
What did Scooter Braun do? He kept the masters that were his, and did he fuck her out of money, or was
yeah,
it?
No,
I mean,
he bought the rights. Like, they came
her
up. They came up for sale, and he bought it out from under her.
She couldn't buy them, or she didn't have the money for them, or he outbid her?
I think he outbid her. I think it was very sneaky.
Yeah, I think he sneakily outbid her.
Kind of like
Michael Jackson
Yeah.
did the Paul McCartney.
Right. He sneakily outbid her.
But since she writes her own songs,
Right.
and she is the sole writer,
Right.
she owns the publishing rights, so she can legally cover her own songs without being sued. So, like, not everybody can do what she's doing.
Right, because if you cover a song of somebody else, you have to pay the publishing, I guess, right, or something on it.
Yeah, and if you write a song with like 5 other people, like, you are not the sole
Right.
writer of that song.
You have to get permission from everybody else.
Yeah, so she's in a very unique position.
Where she can do it because she was the writer.
It's one of those things that, like, they go, you should do something like this to protect yourself. And you go, when would that ever come up? And you don't realize years into the future,
Sure.
like, oh, it's a good thing I protected myself.
Yeah.
Did she do it? Has she done her first album, Taylor's version? Is she going chronologically?
She's not going chronologically.
Did she do Teardrops on a Guitar, Taylor's version?
You love that song.
I fucking love that song.
What was I listening to on the way in? I was listening to the one about, hi, it's me, hi, I'm the problem.
Yeah.
That was good.
Anti-hero.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, it's so good. So fucking good.
But I'm not a fan. Like, a lot of it, I'm like, yeah, it's nice, but it's not for
You're
me.
getting there.
Nah, but...
You're coming around. I'm
I'll
proud
never-
of you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Troy.
Maybe
I love
we tap into your trauma, too.
But my trauma I've tapped into, and I literally put it in a wading pool, and I'm just fucking languishing in it, washing myself with it.
That's true.
Yeah, she's done Fearless, Red, and Speak Now. Now she'll do 1989, and the only 2 that are left is her first album
I love that
and
one.
Reputation. I'm assuming
Don't do that with your fingers.
she's going to wait to do the last album, or her first album last.
Right.
I wonder why she'd do that.
It'd be a big deal.
Because it would
Teardrops
be a
on
big
Guitar.
deal. It'd be like, this is the culmination of everything. This is the first album I ever wrote. Now I'm re-releasing it.
Like, it's wild because she was like a teenager when she wrote that album. And
she
so
do
she'll
the-
be like 35, 36 by the time she re-records it, and she's singing about Tim McGraw again.
Does she?
Remember
does
that
she?
song, Tim McGraw?
Her first album is. I don't dig the country stuff.
It's because
as much.
it's real country.
Yeah,
First album rules.
How often does she do a new album? Like, does she redo an album? Like every other year, she'll re-release an old one, or
I
every?
think quicker than that.
She just did the other one.
2 in 2021.
Wow,
2 a year, I think.
And then
she's belting it out.
done 2 this year.
what a schedule she must have. You know how hard it must be to date her? She's always busy. What are you doing?
You think
Recording.
do you think it'd be worth it?
To date Taylor? Yeah. I mean,
What if she just wanted you to come on the road because you locked into her? She just locked in and went, this is the guy who makes me feel okay.
I think Troy would come anywhere she told him to.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Get it?
Yeah.
Well, little wordplay.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd have to, especially right now. Like, she's in the middle of a stadium tour.
I mean, a stadium tour. Do you know the security around her? Especially since she attracts
Do you think it's-
fucking whacks.
Do you think it's more than the arena? Like, you think she got private security as well?
I believe she has her own armed security,
Oh,
not
wow.
just venue security.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You don't
I
think-
believe that she goes further than venue security.
Huh. Wow, I didn't even think of that.
She probably has a couple of guys with her all the time who are armed and.
I've seen that there's so many videos now. I feel like every time she does a stadium, the new thing is to post one of the venue security guards vibing out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they keep posting videos of like security guards either like singing along or dancing along or whatever.
I get that.
Taylor shows are a good time.
Yeah.
You never seen her live though?
No.
You like
I
that?
literally just got into her like 2 months ago.
Does she do meet and greets and stuff or no?
Not for this tour.
She
I don't
has.
think. I mean, for this tour, just to get tickets cost more than the meet and greet of any other artist. So I don't think she's doing meet and greets on this one.
No, she's far too famous to do that.
Like you'd have to charge $15,000
At least.
at
I mean,
least for
yeah.
a meet and greet.
Tickets are just like the VIP packages. They give you nothing.
Right.
A laminate and a fucking poster.
Right.
Are thousands of dollars.
Right, and you can sit in the first 25 rows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear a comparison just to see like what they sound
right.
like?
Troy, are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Apologize to the audience who does not want to hear.
Well, you guys were talking about.
No,
you
I
know,
understand.
How,
And I
how
think-
similar do they sound?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to believe that the audience is on the road for. This is not.
Boo! 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 Yeah. Yeah, it sounds exactly the same, yeah.
It's not exactly the same.
Troy?
Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting all you have to do.
Too early.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'll be the princess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes.
So I mean, they
I'm
sound
gonna,
exactly.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get him.
I mean,
What are you gonna do? Cry? This is they the asshole friend. They probably have little
Whoa, bro.
differences in here, little differences that if it ever went to court, where they could go, no, if you hear the
You don't need
original,
to go to court.
What's that?
There's no.
What it's saying is if Scooter goes, you took those versions and just re-put them out.
Yeah, there's probably little subtle versions, like if you slow it down, there's a different symbol here, and there's probably little
The
things.
Vanilla Ice defense.
Ding ding.
Oh yes,
I mean,
But
there's people, there's lawyers that their only job is to go through every single sound of a song.
Yeah, she's covered herself.
no, I know,
And
but
I mean-
that's probably how.
And you also probably don't even need lawyers. You probably just get some Troy Taylor Swift fans.
That's true.
To go and be like, no, they're totally different. Like, I bet a real Swiftie stan could immediately know. Like, if they catch you listening to a Scooter version, they'll kick the shit out of you. They'll know
Also, she's
immediately.
some of these like redone versions. She's changed like lyrics, like just because she's in a different place now.
Ah, okay.
So like they're not.
She took out the racial stuff, right?
Yeah, all the N bombs.
Oh, see, that's what I liked about her.
Right.
It was such a great name for an album. Just her picture in that word.
But some songs have been slightly changed.
Okay, tweaked a bit. Yeah.
How did the fans respond to the tweaking?
Those are the real versions.
They like that better.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish Taylor.
You wish you could just have
I want
so
like
many people.
Yeah. I love a cult.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is.
You'd be happy if you had two.
That's true. That's true.
Just two people.
Even right now,
Leave in your house.
I feel like I got a hot dog, and he's
Yeah.
only halfway in.
Yeah.
Like I feel because even like I'd like to think that hot dog is like a cult member, but half the stuff I tell him to do, he doesn't even do it.
No,
so,
he does. He's in it and he wants to be there, but he's got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out.
100% all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we'll do this, but if something else comes up,
Jay in New York. I'm kind of interested in how this happened. Hi, Jay.
what's up, Jay?
Daddy's here.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on?
Good evening.
Quick note, Web Taylor, because my wife's a big IR fan, and like Travis, we couldn't get tickets out of this time around. Just for the record, she got offered the right to buy her Masters first before Scooter, but she thought the price was too high.
Oh.
At that point, he stepped in and took it, but everyone's giving him bad press because they think she should get it, but it was a fair deal.
Okay.
Well, it
So
wasn't
he
any-
didn't steal it out from under her. She's turned down the price, and he said, okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I still understand why she'd be furious.
Yeah, it was. Nobody's accusing Scooter of doing anything illegal, just being sneaky.
He just did the wrong thing. It should go to her.
You think so?
Although, if it's up for grabs, if she has the chance and doesn't want it, and then you go,
Yeah, but
"Well, I
she
got
could have
the
been
money."
in the middle of a negotiation.
Up, true, yeah. And
Right.
he might have just come in and outbid.
There's a very different thing from going, this is too high, I don't want it, to, it's a little high, and then Scooter coming and going, I'll give you exactly what you
So,
want.
but
right
how
now.
are
Just
they
give it to
still
me right
friends?
now." Taylor and Scooter?
Yeah.
I do think the relationship has been strained.
Is he broke now?
No, he's not broke.
No, he sold the Masters.
Did he?
Yeah, to a private equity firm in like 2020.
Did he do that, you think, because they were not losing money, but not making what he wanted because
Probably.
I think
I think that had a lot to do with it.
her
Maybe the-
recording her own versions?
the future earnings potential of the catalog was diminishing.
The private equity firm, what do they do with them?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean that a lot of different like firms are buying up,
That's right, yeah.
masters and publishing rights to that's like a big thing right now.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like you keep hearing about these artists that, later in life
Cash out.
are just cashing out because that's
selling the catalogs.
Yeah.
right. Because it's like you could
Springsteen, Rod Stewart.
you could leave the catalog to your kids, but also you could leave a ton of cash to your kids.
Didn't Neil Young or Bob Dylan, like a lot of this,
Dylan, yeah.
because they're selling it for $300 or $400 million.
Right.
So what do I need that for? I'm 80.
Yeah.
Right. It's like if you're gonna
Justin
if you,
Bieber sold his for a shitload of money.
Did he really?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
wild that Bieber already did it because he's not
It's wild.
He's
that
smart though. He
yeah.
knows. Like, what am I going to do with this?
right. And they probably also see the way the industry is going. It's going to be more and more difficult to actually make money off the songs. The touring is one thing.
That's right.
But to actually, like the idea of selling albums and, artists are already talking about the streaming industry kind of collapsing.
He got $200 million. How old is he? 30 now? 28 maybe?
28.
And he's
Damn.
got $200 million extra dollars from stuff he's already done plus
Right.
touring.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's the most anybody under like a certain age has
It's-
sold
yeah,
their
I mean,
catalog for.
You
And-
sell it to Usher? Ursher.
He can also do new songs.
Sure.
Oh
of
yeah,
course,
this is
of
just
course,
what he's
done
put
up to
out.
this point.
I wonder if now when you sell catalog, again, most guys are much older. Do they have anything that says you cannot re-record these songs and re-release them as a new version? Like,
Well,
you
there's
can't,
very few people that have solo writing credit and publishing.
Justin Bieber doesn't. write all
but
these
still,
songs.
like
A team wrote.
But you can't. You would have to get clearance for that.
yeah, maybe you get the other people involved again and go, we'll make more money. Do the people who are now paying for these say you can't do that? Like, is that like a little thing that Taylor now has to
I
go put
doubt
in a
it.
contract?
I mean, I don't think you could. Like that would completely the idea that you can't if you own publishing, the idea that you can't execute on what you own.
Yeah, like Justin
Why
Bieber
would anybody
sold
sign that deal?
his publishing right. Like
so he couldn't do that
he
because
sold
he
the
sold.
catalog.
Okay, he sold the publishing.
I don't own this
Okay.
shit anymore.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. He couldn't do it because he does not have the publishing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Although to your point, I'm sure people are very aware of this is what people can do
This
and
can
fans
happen.
will respond.
Yeah.
But also Justin Bieber's his voice changed, right? Like he can't do baby 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 anymore.
I guess not. No, he's too cool now anyway.
He's so fucking cool.
Yeah. I'd love to hear Ozzy redo his catalog.
Justin Bieber's?
Even more than Sabbath. I would love.
I said, baby.
Yeah.
Ozzy redid that. He had guys play. What was his
The
first
music,
record?
a Diver Madman, probably. I think they redid the
They
music.
did the music. They took the drummer and the
Yeah.
bass player off.
Was
and then-
Bob Daisley, and I want to say Lee Kerslick was the drummer on that, I think.
And
Or
then
was
they
it
had
Tommy
Mike
Aldridge?
Borden from Faith No More go and redo the drums on it.
I think they
awesome.
undid that,
They
though.
undid it.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the first versions of like, okay, we're going to take these people off that
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie could redo a lot of his music. He's like the fact that he's still as good a live performer as he is like it's almost weird. It's startling.
crushing it.
Rob Zombie?
Oh, he's the man.
Yeah, he rules.
That was the first two albums. It was on Blizzard of Oz and Diver Madman. Yeah, Bob Daisley. He was the bassist at the time.
I mean, that's kind of funny. If you don't like somebody, you're like, fuck you. I'm going to take you off this class.
They were in litigation, I think, yeah. And also there was Lee Kerslick, I think, was the drummer at that time. He just died.
Oh, Rob Trujillo did it?
Yeah, and Mike Borden.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Look at that.
Trujillo's great.
Shout out to Rob Trujillo.
He's so good.
Shout out Mike Borden.
Yeah.
Shout out Mike
both
Borden.
of them.
Shout out Sharon Osbourne.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon,
Yeah.
I'm
great.
watching the History Channel.
You don't want to fuck with her. She'll take you off the record.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
doesn't play games.
Yes, she will. Ask Violent J if you want to fuck with Sharon Osbourne.
The greatest thing I've ever done is stay on her good side.
Smart.
That used to be my favorite, like Howard Stern episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
when
her,
the
the
dark-
insane posse.
The Dark Carnival finally found a foe that they didn't want to mess with.
I couldn't watch that enough.
Oh, it's got to be great if you're Ozzy to be like, man, I got a pit bull in my corner.
It's also terrifying because you could build a relationship and a friendship, and she doesn't like the guy, and she just shreds them, and you're like, all right, it's my wife. What am I going to
Didn't she hate Limp Bizkit too?
do? Don't know.
She had a lot.
so,
I think
yeah.
she got into it with
Fred-
Smashing Pumpkins.
Bruce
too.
Dickinson.
Yeah, she
that
definitely
rules.
got into a Smash
With
Mouth.
Billy?
Definitely Bruce Dickinson, but he started it by trashing Sabbath. Like I think we're trashing Ozzy or whatever.
Isn't that great? She won't let it go, Sharon.
No, she threw eggs. I think it was eggs, and she had the sound. She was just.
Didn't she turn the power off for
I believe so. Yeah.
Limp Bizkit too?
I hope
she
so.
used to-
I think so.
She used
used
to
to fuck
manage
with-
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, and then something happened though. with
She
her.
quit after 4 months because of an argument with Billy Corgan about a dress. Something about a dress.
Former Smashing Pumpkins manager Sharon Osbourne. This is way old. This is
This
an
was
article from
23 years ago,
2000. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Has revealed she quit after 4 months on the job because of an argument with frontman Billy Corgan about a dress.
Isn't that crazy? That was before the Osbournes was on MTV.
It was.
Yeah.
I remember when those ads came out that the Osbournes was coming, and like, I didn't get it. Like the idea of a celebrity family reality show was so foreign.
Yeah.
That you looked at the commercial or like the ad that they'd have in Hit Parader, and you go, like, what is this show? What are you talking about? What is this, like the Real World except with the Osbournes? Why would they do this? And it changed everything.
Yeah.
Billy wanted to wear a dress
Sure.
in the promo film for their Stand Inside Your Love single. She was against it, calling it a try-hard move.
Oh. Billy doesn't want to hear that.
Billy ignored her for a number of days, and then Sharon gave up, saying she was bored with it.
But that's the thing. Like, not like it's not offensive. it's not upsetting or like violent. It's like it's a little.
Oh, listen to this. She says, if he thought I was a naughty girl, he'd give you the silent treatment. I don't need games in my life. I don't need stupid little boys making faces at me.
Yeah,
Can't
because
you
this
just-
was really
can't
when
you
she was
hear-
just a manager.
And you can hear that
Yeah.
in Sharon's voice now, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when this came out, you'd be like, what's the deal with Ozzy's wife? But now that we all know her, you're like, Sharon rules.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because like I've met her a few times through you, Jim, and she's like the sweetest person.
Yeah.
And to think like she could be this pit bull that just like annihilates people.
Remember when we went to Celebrity Apprentice Diner?
Yes.
And Sharon was the waitress?
with Cyndi Lauper?
And Cyndi Lauper was there, but Sharon was so nice.
She was so sweet.
Hello.
Hung out with her at Lollapalooza with Jim.
First time I met her was in years ago backstage. It was before I'd ever interviewed Ozzy, and it was terrifying because you knew that if Sharon hated you, you were like, she ran the entire. She was in charge of the arena, and if you did anything that but she couldn't have been nicer. I was like, I'm so happy she was pleasant.
It's one or the other, though.
Yeah, but again, if you're not being a dick and you're not trying to be an asshole to her, one of her people.
And it's also, I like people like that, where you know if they're being nice to you, they've made the choice. It's not, they're just kind of nice to everybody, or they're just nice to you because of who you are. It's like they make a conscious choice.
Yep.
Either I like you or I don't like you, and you're going to know if I like you. And you go, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, what were we talking about before? Oh, Ozzy re-recording stuff. I'd be for it.
You would.
Just be fun. I like his live versions.
Just to get new Ozzy stuff.
Just more Ozzy stuff.
Why not?
I bet you he has really good deals.
I imagine he does at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine they were bad in the '70s though.
And yeah,
they got
80s.
fucked. Those. Oh
Sure,
yeah.
80s.
Yeah, maybe at one point, but she took over in like 1980, managing him. So, but they got fucked in the '70s.
Yeah.
A lot of
Everybody did, right?
everyone got fucked in the '70s.
You just didn't have
These
access
people
to
get
information.
You didn't know, and they also didn't see where residuals were going.
Yeah.
And the amount of ways, it was just the radio. They didn't understand, even at one point, even that cassettes were coming, or the dead fucking CDs were coming, or any of that shit, or digital. No one saw coming.
That's
Same
why
thing happened with actors when DVDs came out.
Right.
Yep.
Especially TV actors
Yeah.
who like didn't understand that, and nobody did, that there was all this room for television seasons to just last forever.
That's right.
Because people by the hundreds of thousands are
used to
going to buy
be-
these box sets.
It was on one of 5 channels.
Right.
And then it was never on again.
And even when cable started, it's like maybe you'd get TBS running Gilligan's Island 24/7.
Yeah. Right.
But most shows were kind of gone or had very low syndication deals. They didn't realize that, like, I mean, dude, when DVDs came out, like, you bought every show you even sort of liked. You'd buy the whole series on DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I went through a DVD in the early 2000s. It
Yes.
went crazy, just buying everything. Like when we were in trouble, I think that's when I watched a lot of Lost, when
Yep.
we were fucking kicked off of satellite for a month. The Sopranos I went through when the radio show when O&A got fired, and I was doing Tough Crowd. I was staying up late at night watching The Sopranos on DVD, like whatever the first couple seasons were.
Yep.
And fucking eating cottage cheese
Cottage
and
cheese
fruit.
rolls.
Yeah, but I didn't know the sugar was keeping me up, so I was going to bed at 10 in the morning. I would have a hooker come over and fucking be done by 4 and 5, and then order from the diner a cottage salad with a lot of fruit, and I would just be up all wired with sugar, just re-jerking off again. It was an ugly time.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it does sound. I
the
mean,
best of it.
I say ugly in air quotes.
a prostitute would come over. I'd get cottage cheese and fruit platter breakfast from the diner and watch The Sopranos until 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was when I didn't have Tough Crowd the next day.
Right.
Like, it was like 2003, 2004. Like, I didn't have it, so
That sounds awesome.
it was incredible.
Yeah, there were TV shows that they completely found a new life. Like Family Guy would have lasted 2 seasons, except everybody bought the DVDs, and people went nuts for it because the DVDs at first it would be like, oh, we'll put DVDs out of shows that have been off the air forever, and then it was like 6 months after the season was over.
Yeah.
Let's get the DVD out right away. Family Guy was canceled.
It was not a successful show.
No, it wasn't in its first run. But then people bought the DVDs, and college kids started watching the DVDs like crazy, and it was so successful they brought it back to the air. And there were a few shows like that.
Was it the same network or different network?
Same network. It was Fox.
Fox.
Yeah.
How long was it off?
Not that long because it got very popular very fast.
Like a year was off?
Maybe.
Yeah, because they put it on DVD immediately, and it was like the biggest selling
Oh.
television DVD that they had ever had at that point.
But they probably didn't make a lot of money off that.
No, the actors?
Yeah.
No, somebody did.
I remember when the Seinfeld DVDs were going to come out. Jason Alexander,
Right.
Michael Richards, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
JLD.
Boycotting it, and they were not doing promotion for it because in their deals they were going to get pennies for each DVD sold because DVDs were not in actors' contracts.
Right.
Jerry was getting paid, Larry was getting paid because they were the creators and the writers.
Right.
But they were getting nothing. And for at least the first few seasons, I don't remember if it ever got resolved. They didn't do any of the commentary on the DVDs because they weren't getting paid. They boycotted the entire thing.
The whole cast except Seinfeld. I wonder if that put a rift between them and Seinfeld, or did he have that was just?
I mean, I would hope that they know it's not his deal. Like he's the writer and the creator. Like he didn't make that deal. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that these are deals that a lot of actors
every actor.
were dealing.
There's
Like I'm sure
no such
Jerry
thing as DVDs.
Right, Jerry didn't make any money as an actor.
Right.
Off
Yes.
the DVD release.
Yes. Yeah.
He was only making as the writer and creator.
And then they cleaned up again when they sold the rights to Hulu.
Well, that was it was also a huge DVD release.
Oh, yeah.
Because Seinfeld was one. It didn't come out on DVD forever. And then, I mean, I remember as a Seinfeld fan.
I still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they put out like a refrigerator box set with all the seasons in it because you were like, oh my God, Seinfeld's finally on DVD.
Yeah.
And they didn't promote. I remember Michael Richards when he fucked up in the Laugh Factory. Seinfeld was on Letterman. I want to say he was promoting season 7, if I remember correctly. Like that was being released
on DVD.
Yeah, and I remember that was what Michael Richards came on for. Like they were promoting it, I guess, to like just make this to kind of to wrap this up and make it go away for the DVD release.
Didn't go well.
No,
What's that?
it
Didn't
No,
go
actually, it made me go and buy more DVDs though.
It's not funny. Why are you laughing?
Who said that? That was Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah. That was so. But I mean,
It was
really
just a
awkward.
bad move.
they didn't know what to have that happen while you're doing a DVD release
On
on
late
Letterman.
night, like, yeah.
I mean, and
Kramer.
and him to apologize, like he didn't know what to say.
No.
I fucked up.
Fucked up.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
is he worth, Michael Richards? I hope he's worth a lot. I don't even love that show, but I mean, he was such a
With the problem
contributor.
child. The problem child residuals alone.
And UHF.
He was the bow tie killer.
Yeah, I'm sure he's good. 30 million?
Okay, he's good.
I would have thought more though.
Really?
Yeah, being on arguably it's in the top 3 or 4 biggest shows of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's Rainn Wilson worth? Now they had their money back to get more together when The Office
Yes,
was out,
they
but
did.
I would say Dwight is probably equivalent to Kramer.
14?
Right.
Wow.
They're just
And I was reading an article about how unhappy he was during The Office because he wasn't like he thought he deserved more. He thought he should have been a movie star. Like, why am I just on a TV show? I should be a movie star. Like, he didn't enjoy.
He's got to chill out, dude.
He didn't
Yeah.
enjoy his time like in his own head.
And
Yeah.
I wish
And
somebody would
The Office
tell
wasn't
you
that successful when it was on the air.
in the beginning. By the end, it was.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I
he
wish
got Emmys and all these awards.
I wish somebody would tell you
Go ahead.
that it's the good old days while you're still in them.
Yeah. That's a.
Andy Bernard. I mean, Sam Roberts, Andy Bernard.
Yeah, sometimes I'll say these are great days, bro.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks. Yeah,
good.
from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Oz is a show that I didn't watch. That was my DVD show.
Yeah, you watch certain parts over. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, the discs had holes burned in them.
Exactly.
I had to keep going back to Best Buy for a new DVD player.
Yeah.
They're like, this is overused.
Little Sammy with a messaging sock on each shoulder, tugging his
right.
prick in the living room at 4 a.m.
That's right. I mean, bro, Chris Maloney, come on, dude.
Oh, Beecher.
Beecher. Toby.
Please. What was his name? Fucking Adebisi. Sam wanted Adebisi to fuck him till his hat fell off.
Never happened.
You were in hats?
No, I had a BC.
No, Adebisi's
Oh,
hat.
okay.
He wanted Adebisi to be going so ferociously his little hat fell off.
Fell right.
And then in the middle of it, how does he keep that thing on? That's true. Yeah.
What were we just talking about before Oz? What
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld,
TV
yeah.
show on DVD.
I wonder how much is Jason Alexander worth? Because he hasn't done a whole lot of things since then. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus had Veep, and she had, according to all the old stories of new stories of old Christine or something.
There
so
are people who are.
50 million, Jason.
how is he worth 50 and Michael is worth 13? Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah, he's done more stuff.
He
I
has
guess
done
so,
some
yeah.
stuff.
He
Yeah.
does, he's kept busy. He does Broadway. He does
Broadway.
Broadway.
He did Shallow Hal. He had a tail.
They had one more year though. They were going to get $1 million an episode each, and Seinfeld $5 million, and Jerry turned it down. That must have drove them crazy.
That's one that they might have been mad at Jerry for.
Jerry, one more, just fucking 20 more of these.
Whatever, bro.
It was time to.
Yeah, I mean, if there was any indication that it was time to end that finale, it's like, okay, there's no.
Dude, $1 million each. Your cousin Oliver at free.
Yeah, bring on. What was the Married with Children's kid name? 7 or 11?
7.
7. Yeah, bring on 7 for a season.
Wasn't 11 from fucking the Netflix show?
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
7.
They put them together.
Bring in
They got
7.
a convenience store, you know.
Yeah.
Is that the worst, like, character introduction?
Got to be the worst. You know why it was the worst? Because I remember, like, hearing about 7, but I would really only watch Married with Children in syndication. So I'd watch it when it was on, like, UPN, and they did 2 episodes at, like, midnight or something.
Yeah.
And they never ran the 7 episodes in syndication.
Were they good?
Ever. They were. No, he was horrible.
Was all of the original cast still there? Had Christina Applegate or whoever played Bud, I don't remember his name.
I don't remember. Did Christina
David
Applegate leave?
Faustino.
She may have left for a little while.
I think she was in and out because she became a giant celebrity.
She was so sexy.
Because she was so hot. Yeah. I think Bud was probably still around. I don't know, David.
Faustino.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it Faustino?
David
Yeah,
Faustino's
Faustino.
his name, yeah.
He was Grandmaster. Well,
Oh, that was funny.
what was his rap name?
Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Was this in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
thank
It's very
God.
funny. That show was
Show's great.
so
It was so fucking
good.
vicious.
Grandmaster B.
Grandmaster B.
All fat jokes. That was so goddamn. But they fucked them at the end. They never gave them a real ending. They
No,
should
they
have.
didn't. No, they didn't.
And didn't they make Fox? Like they were the first giant show on
Yeah.
Fox.
This show holds up.
yeah,
so
it does
well.
hold
So
up
good.
really
It's
well.
so goddamn mean and funny. It's a perfect comedy. It's just vicious.
Every now and then the Simpsons would take shots at them, though.
Yes, they would.
There's no.
Now, let's have sex. No pig. Then he flushes the toilet. Woo!
Anthrax performed on Married with Children.
Married with Children was a big
Kinnison was
show.
on it.
Yeah.
And they were doing they did this in a way that people hadn't done it at that point. They would just show, and I heard it was very popular overseas because that's how they saw Americans as just boorish.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That was another massive one when it came out on DVD. When Married with Children finally dropped on DVD, people were psyched.
his fucking those fat
Mainly for the
jokes.
7 episodes.
Nothing but fat jokes.
Working at the shoe store.
I mean, how fat these women. I loved it.
Worked at a women's shoe store and was miserable.
I know. Couldn't have been better.
Yeah.
She's just this. She's very fuckable too.
And you know, they were named after wrestlers.
Who?
The
King Kong Bundy?
Yeah, the Bundys were named after King Kong Bundy. And originally, it was Marcy and the Rhodes were next door.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they-
after Randy.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
No, it was Dusty.
You said yeah.
No, I
You
was-
did say, yeah, you don't know wrestling.
I was
You
kind
don't
of
know
trying.
wrestling at all.
I thought we were yes-anding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said
backed
that,
me into
Randy,
a
yeah.
corner. No, it's Dusty, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's one of these that the poor neighbor. I don't even remember what Steve Rhodes. Steve.
Yeah.
Steve got booted.
Why did he?
I think he left the show because he was like a serious actor.
God.
And it
Mark-
wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't a big
huge
show.
when Steve
Yes.
He was
so
good in
on.
that show, the original.
Very good. Yeah.
He was great. But then Jefferson Darcy came in, and Marcy became Marcy Darcy, and it became so much better. Jefferson and Marcy.
Jefferson's a classic
Oh my
character.
God, Jefferson Darcy's one of the best. Just a bimbo. Just a real Marcy.
Absolute idiot.
Marcy just finds a handsome idiot
Marcy Darcy.
to
it's
drag
funny.
around with him. Marcy Darcy is so good.
All the
I-
lesbian jokes at Marcy's expense. You
Oh,
couldn't- you
Jefferson
couldn't
never
do
got
that,
any
no?
of them.
No.
No, it was so good.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah.
What
No,
a dope
if-
that
well-
first guy is to leave, though.
When I see a no ma'am shirt, I still go like, "Yeah, you're a real
That's my
one."
guy,
That's
yeah.
I get a kick out of it. Yeah. Steve Rhodes made the wrong call. Wrong call. on
You don't
that
have to
one.
stay forever, but make sure you know where it's going.
He
before
got
you
out.
walk
He got out before he sold low.
How many seasons was he in?
I think only 2 or 3.
Out of, what did they do, 7?
Yeah, I want to say that's about right. 7 or 8.
He missed 4 or 5. So yeah,
He missed the good ones though.
Oh yeah. Let's see. How many seasons did they do?
11.
Oh wow.
They did 11 seasons. I would say, the last 2 were probably a little rough.
But the
First 3 were a little rough, but that middle section, that's like The Simpsons. That middle section, gold.
And he came back for episodes here and there.
Did
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He regretted leaving.
And they made him look good when he came back, as my memory serves me, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll like...
He was in seasons 1 through 4. He did 73 episodes.
Right. Sometimes when like a character leaves a sitcom and then they get brought back once the sitcom does well, they really start to fuck with them.
How much is he worth? Do you know?
They did that to Andy Bernard. Fucked him good.
No.
Oh yeah, Bud was on 257 episodes.
Yeah.
$3 million.
I mean that's a lot of money, but it's still like.
It's also the internet. I don't know if that's true.
It might be.
I don't know if any of these net worths I give you are true. But yeah, Jefferson was on for 166 episodes.
Jefferson Darcy.
Yep.
Jefferson rules. That dude's goated too. After Married with Children, you realize like
Ted McGinley.
Ted McGinley is the fucking man.
Yeah.
Like he's in so much stuff. He was on Revenge of the Nerds.
That's right.
Ted McGinley.
Oh yeah, he was the
fucking rules.
The head jerk off.
Yeah, he was.
He's great.
Ted McGinley is awesome.
Ted McGinley is great.
The fucking man.
How old is he? Is he like 68?
65.
4 more years, dude.
70.
No, not in 4 years. He won't be 70.
Okay,
Sure he
he's
will.
done it. He does a couple things. He was in an episode of Shrinking.
He what? No, he was the. I think he was. He might have been the husband in Shrinking.
Oh, was he? Oh, he's got a recurring role. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he
you're right. I
played
didn't
like
watch it
he
yet.
played like Jefferson Darcy pretty much in Shrinking.
Oh, damn.
Like he's like the kind of
I
out
heard
of
that's
it.
pretty good. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's
fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
my wife liked it. It's
Yeah,
like it's
I
like.
got it.
Did you like Ted Lasso?
It's fine. My
Right.
wife liked
I
it.
never saw
Okay,
it.
right. It's very nice.
It seems
Okay.
very nice. I've never seen the
Troy
show.
would probably fucking go ape shit for
Have
it.
you seen Ted Lasso, Troy?
Troy would probably cry at Ted Lasso.
Yeah, he'd probably go like, "Oh my god, this is the best show ever."
Oh, I believe too.
right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want a nice guy
I mean,
necessarily.
it's as nice as it gets.
What I would like to do,
Talk about round edges.
I would like to do
You know what I'm
like
saying?
a feel-good show
Round edges.
about a guy who's like a serial murderer, but like a feel-good show, like a really uplifting show.
Right.
He's great with the family, kind of almost schmaltzy and like Little House on the Prairie-ish.
Like you want BTK, but the version his family got, not the stuff at the truck
yeah,
stop.
yeah. I'm gonna write a show about him. Instead of BTK, I'm gonna call it Dennis.
Dennis. It's Dennis. Like
The Raiders.
Like
Yeah.
like an old school like family sitcom.
We're the Raiders, not from Oakland. It's Dennis. Yeah.
It's Dennis. Doo-doo.
Yo, and the only giveaway that he is who he is the camera zooms in and there's blood flecks on his shoe.
and then the laugh track kicks in. What have you been up to, Dad? And he looks at the camera and he goes, "Nothing, honey."
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You were out late last night. I was cutting the grass. Explosion.
Yeah, they always just show him coming in, but not where he's been.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
And
they
the-
just show him unloading things like a rope or a
Right.
handgun.
The live studio audience is in on the joke.
Yeah,
but
but
the
the family
family's
doesn't get
not.
it.
It's kind of the wacky,
Yeah.
wacky
Why are
thing.
your shoes dirty?
And instead of like the Archie Bunker toilet flush, you hear police sirens going by to the scene.
Yeah. I was out playing football with the guys.
Sorry, I was tangled up.
But there's always a lesson at the end that has nothing to do with murder
No.
or rape or killing. It's just like his kid like spills milk at school and he teaches him like it's okay to spill things and don't judge yourself too harshly. And then he'll look at the camera and go, "We all make mistakes." It's Dennis.
Yeah, like imagine if in Different Strokes, Conrad Bain's character was actually a serial killer.
Or just a fucking child pornography maker.
Right, like there's just something off
picking the
about
litter
him the
there.
whole time. That'd be great.
It would be great.
Right.
But now it's just too good natured.
That's right.
When did he die, Conrad Bain?
Shout out to Conrad Bain. by
Conrad
the way.
Bain.
One
I'm
of
going to
the
guess he
great
died in the early
philanthropists
2000s.
of New
Jim
York.
is working my fingers today.
Yeah,
Sure,
he is.
exactly. At least they're not going to smell after this one.
What? Shouldn't do that. He works for you.
I
Dude.
gotta do
Yeah,
capture.
that's right.
Capsha. One of the all-time terrible Capsha players, Travis
He
Capsha.
stinks.
So
There's
bad.
another difference between a stair and a fucking motorcycle.
He died in 2013.
Oh, all right,
Shout
longer
out to
than-
Conrad Bain.
90.
He was 90?
Did he outlast Arnold?
Schwarzenegger, he's still alive.
Oh.
Yeah, the biggest man. Yeah, Gary Coleman fell
Yeah.
down the steps.
Did he outlast Gary Coleman?
Let's see.
Yeah, he did. He died after. We had him on around that in 2011 or
He
something.
died in 2010, so that was
Did he?
impossible.
So he did.
When did we
outlast-
have him on?
It was earlier than
Well, I
that.
guess so. Yeah.
Sam sent to him.
I didn't want to bring it up.
That's right. You did.
I was-
Well, don't
Hang
move.
I
It was
really
so
liked the
uncomfortable.
show. That's why I knew all the lyrics.
And he didn't want to sign my Different Strokes. He was great though.
He was good, but he didn't want to sign it. But I was very embarrassed. I sang the Different Strokes theme song a cappella as he walked in the studio, and he ignored my existence.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He was very annoyed by me.
He was. Yeah. He found you irritating.
And that's a real bummer because I really loved that show growing
And
up.
he was great. He was a good guest.
Yeah, but I humiliated myself.
Yeah.
For your benefit.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was very nice to us.
Yeah, he was. God rest his soul.
Rest in peace.
What you talking about? Remember?
What you talking about? Everyone.
He was only 36 when he died.
No, he couldn't have been that young, was he?
No, he was born in '68,
Right.
Oh, at 74 was.
so
Was that-
52?
Oh, I'm sorry.
that
What was
sounds-
74?
42.
Was that when Different Strokes came on? No.
Well,
Oh, years active. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just looking back. 74.
when he acted.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the ads for that when I was a kid, though. Like you would in the TV guide, it was like this upcoming show, and they were promoting. It looked great. I think I watched it the first episode when it aired. I mean, it was
And also, I mean, talk
78,
about
baby.
launching careers. We got Edna Garrett off there. Facts of Life.
Yeah,
You don't get Facts of Life without Different Strokes.
ex-German dom, strap-on queen.
Is that what her
Yeah,
character was? 'Cause
turned maid in Schoolmarm. Yeah,
I guess I didn't see the pilot.
yeah, ex-German dom, strap-on queen.
Edna Garrett?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They found her website, Scat Queen EG.
Okay, well, this was like in the mid-'80s.
That was
so
the
I don't
crazy
know.
part of it.
That's-
Yeah, she's a big online advertiser.
Why? What online wasn't even a thing. That's amazing. It's just ones and
Charlotte
zeros.
Ray.
Charlotte Ray rules.
I wish she had the same. I wish she suffered the same way as Charla Nash.
What happened to her?
You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You young guys with bad memories.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, another captcha. I gotta get rid of this thing.
Do the captcha. No,
Oh,
you-
I gotta click all these stairs. I'm not gonna get this one.
No, not
no,
at all.
The stairs are the hardest ones, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I knew I wouldn't get it.
Oh, he missed
How
it.
do you miss steps?
Well, they're very
Because even if
difficult.
you think you're clicking everything, you're not.
They get you.
Look here, that's all the traffic light. Okay, I got
They
it.
got you. Okay, you win.
Oh yeah, Charlotte Nash. Talked about her yesterday. She go, ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, old nose gone. Poor lady. Fucking terrible.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I mean, all of this, though, is why it does make sense that the writers and the actors are on strike to get a better deal
Yeah.
because they know what happens. Like, stuff is moving so much more quickly now
Yeah.
that you see it happening on DVD. You clearly see the industry shifting over. Streaming is evolving
Yeah.
in front of our faces. So why wouldn't they need protection against future technologies? Like,
Because companies are always going to fuck you. They're always going to fuck
Yep.
you, and they do it under the guise, well, it's business, but it's just gross.
yeah, somebody's going to make money off of future technologies, right?
Yeah, and they want to own it. And regardless of the future technologies, you don't get anything.
Right.
And it's funny, in some of those contracts, music contracts, it says throughout the universe.
Yeah,
It does say that? Because the industry people are like, just who knows?
They're
What
just
if we
covering
start
it.
streaming through space? What if we go to a different planet? We want to make sure we still make our money.
Yep.
But then if you as the artist were like, hey, I want my rights to also exist on Venus, they'd be like, what are you, crazy? That's
Sign this contract, said throughout the universe.
Yeah, or if they start broadcasting from the space station, whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're protected.
Yeah, they are.
Makes sense. Makes sense. When you look at the way things have gone, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Hulu and Disney Plus are upping their prices, trying to shake down the TEFs for all their money.
Yeah.
It's not even like
It's
buck.
It's a lot. It's $3.
$3.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
It's like 20-something%. That's a big hike.
Wasn't it to
It
27%?
was $10.99 to $13.99.
it's a different, like, there's $10 services and there's $15 services. It's two different deals.
Yeah, like, okay, I know I pay like $17 or something for Netflix, but I don't think a day goes by in our house where, like, my daughter or my wife doesn't have Netflix on. Disney Plus, I'm
Yeah, you're like,
I'm
how
just
much-
giving them money. I don't even watch it. Like,
Right.
I never watched
And
Disney
I always
Plus.
forget to, like, cancel after like The Mandalorian or after whatever show I'm watching. Like,
And Hulu too. I mean,
we watch a good amount of Hulu.
What do you watch on Hulu?
NYPD Blues on Hulu.
So the DVDs, you crud.
I have the DVD.
Yeah, but we tease him even more if he was putting disc after disc. Which episode?
He wouldn't tell anyone.
Which episode do you want to watch? The idea that you're picking, you know what? Season 10, episode 4 was really great. I think I'll watch that tonight.
They're all strong.
Every episode is strong. You could just put the disc. I have a DVD disc changer.
Yeah.
No, there's good. I mean, we watch The Bear on Hulu.
Oh, yeah, The Bear's a big show.
Bear's great.
The deal they made with FX is really smart.
Yeah, I mean, like all the FX shows are on Hulu, so
That's true. I guess I do watch more Hulu.
Sunny in Philly we watch on Hulu. We're catching up on that.
Yeah. Did you watch that, speaking of serial killers, Steve Carell is a therapist that gets kidnapped by a serial killer show?
No, but
Is it a joke comedy?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Sounds like a comedy, right?
It could have been, yeah.
is it good? It came out a couple of years ago, right?
It came out
He's a good actor.
Yes.
less than maybe last year. Not that long ago.
Yeah, watch that.
I mean, it's fine. It's
funny.
not bad.
Right.
You know, it's cool. That guy from Black Mirror is in it, who plays the
Charlie Brooker.
dead robot. No, not the creator of Black Mirror. He's not an actor.
Miley
Very
Cyrus.
weird. No, Miley Cyrus is known for other things
John
besides.
Hamm.
Oh,
Nope.
Josh Hartnett?
No, I wish. He's out. Talk about a renaissance, dude.
He deserves it.
It is Josh Hartnett summer. Between Black Mirror as the hot astronaut
With that bod, he
and
deserves
Oppenheimer as Oppenheimer's
That's
hot
right.
friend. That's who he plays in the credits.
He's
Oppenheimer's
Oppenheimer's
hot friend, Josh Hartnett. Look how hot
He's
he
very
is.
good.
Look how hot he is in that movie with those glasses on because he's smart too.
it. Yeah, he's like, oh, he's smart and
Hottie
sexy.
science. I looked at the credits. I stayed through them so I could see the post-credit
Yeah.
scene.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
Yeah, with Albert Einstein. Yeah. Einstein coming soon. Yeah, and they're like smart hottie scientist,
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett.
You know, you see his episode with Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul was so good in that. Like, I loved him in that. And it's like, it's probably hard for him to get a lot of stuff after Breaking Bad because he's so identified with being
That's right.
Jesse.
Yeah.
But Bryan Cranston is, I guess, because he played a regular guy who went, I don't know why, but he's working a lot.
And Bryan Cranston also was a really well-known actor.
Malcolm
even
in the Middle,
before.
yeah.
And he's been in everything as a character actor too.
Right.
Like he's like a real journeyman actor. And also, he wasn't. Since Breaking Bad, it's not like he's trying to find the next hit. Not that, I was
Sure.
going to call him Jesse. Not that Jesse is. Not that Aaron Paul is.
Right.
But he's just doing actor stuff, and he's so good, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
He's so freaking.
Has Aaron Paul done a lot of things since then? I mean,
Well-
he's probably set, you hope he's set for life.
Well, he tried to
He
make.
did El Camino.
Well, and don't forget, he tried to be a movie star because he did the race car video game movie that they tried to be like Fast and the Furious, but it didn't pan out.
I guess it's hard when people see you as one guy.
Yeah, well, and also the movie was a flop.
Oh, he did 2 seasons of Westworld, which he was good in.
Yeah.
The show is terrible.
cowboy, bitch.
Yeah, what are you, a robot?
Especially
White.
in the last season. He was very good. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's very
Somebody
good.
just say
Is
something.
that Troy?
Somebody just interrupt Travis. I heard something.
Is Troy so bored over there?
Let's not talk over each
Yeah.
other. Did somebody
Sit far enough in the microphone.
said something? I heard a sound.
But I mean, he's just
Need for Speed. I think that was the movie that he did that flopped.
He just has this look that I'm like, yeah, it's Jesse.
It's Jesse. He just looks so much. But he was so good in this. I was happy for him.
He was great. Yeah, I think so. See, there it is.
Need for Speed 2014. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's part of it too. Like when your first giant thing after Breaking Bad is this, like, okay, this is your movie star movie, and it doesn't pan out. It becomes like the reset process after that is tough.
Wait, when did Breaking Bad end? That was 2014. That didn't end that
Breaking
early.
Bad ended in 2013.
Wait, that has not been off the air for 10 years.
Yes,
Breaking
it
Bad ended in
has.
2013.
It 100% has. They did a whole series called Better Call Saul since then.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah, it's been gone for a long time.
I remember.
I never watched the last episode of Better Call Saul.
You should. That was such a fantastic
I
series.
remember the ending of Breaking Bad. I remember Peter Dinklage talking about what an amazing work it was. Like, holy shit, that was 10 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
They're right. It does go quick when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
It goes fucking quick.
Like sands through the hourglass. You ever think about it that way?
Only when I think of Donald
Pleasance?
McCreary or Clary. What the fuck was his name?
Josh Hartnett?
No.
Josh Hartnett.
These are the days of our lives.
I can't believe how good looking he still is.
Come on, we've been working together.
Not you.
Oh,
Maybe better looking now.
I would
looking
say
at
better
me.
looking now.
he has that
Not
dimpled
talking
chin
about
that women love.
Do you think he's hotter now than he was in the Faculty?
Yes.
That's crazy, dude, because he was so hot in the Faculty.
All right, this conversation stinks. What are we, a bunch of fucking queers?
No, you're right, dude. Let's get back to being dudes.
Yeah. 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah, it's
much
80.
better now.
So hot.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You think the bundle, the Hulu Disney Plus bundle, is going
That's
to
a
be
deal.
like $25 now?
Yeah.
Which
I
is-
think like 20.
Bro, wait, I'm not doing with ads. What are you, broke?
No, without
Yeah.
ads.
No, I think it's more than 20.
Hang on. I mean, it's
Fucking
in your thing
broke
that I put
idiot.
it out for you.
You think Travis is a broke idiot?
Yeah.
That's so mean. Do you think he might be right, Troy?
It's a good point.
Yeah. Can you tell me that that's not true?
I could see him as a broke idiot.
Okay.
Yeah, goddamn fool.
I think $24.99 was the price, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, just rarely.
Yeah, not often.
No, not often.
Not often. That's why I don't. Yeah.
I appreciate you, dog.
Ad-free bundled subscription, $19.99 a month.
That's it?
Yeah. 37% discount.
Oh, I'll do that. I think that's what I got.
I mean, that's what they want you to buy.
Oh, that's why they're upping the price on everything.
That's
so you
got
get
to
the
be it,
bundle.
right? Like, why would you
Yeah.
buy Disney Plus and Hulu for almost $30?
So they can get you to get ESPN Plus.
Yeah, they
too.
just want you to
Yeah.
get the bundle. Yeah.
That's what I did. So I
No,
could get
fucking ad bundle is like $10 a month.
Oh my God! Want to hear the most embarrassing thing ever?
I do.
You don't know. You don't want to be broke with these streaming services, right?
No.
You don't want to be a poor.
No.
So we left SummerSlam a little early, me and Hot Dog.
Oh, it's humiliating.
No, that's not the
Oh,
embarrassing.
wow.
Stop trying to be involved in the thing that you don't get. Guy who wants to be a part of it but doesn't quite understand the conversation.
Yeah, like the eager morning radio guy who just got to keep it going.
No, dude, you're not keeping the ball in the air.
That is embarrassing.
No, thanks, dude. I don't need the help on this one. Isn't that the worst energy?
Oh, it's sickening. What?
No, that wasn't the outrageous part. No, so we left SummerSlam early. So I had Hot Dog put SummerSlam on in the car on Peacock. We could watch on the phone, which is fine, right?
Okay.
And then we're sitting there, right? And the way Peacock has an ad tier and a no ads tier.
Sure.
But it's like so inexpensive. It's a great deal. I think Peacock's like $10 or something with no ads.
I don't know. Nobody has it.
No, it's a great service. Am I right, Troy? Peacock rules, right?
Best.
Best streaming. I say Peacock best streamer.
I saw an article that said they had 0 new subscribers.
New 6, everybody's already got it.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's already got it. This is yeah. So
Whose account are we watching on?
Hot Dogs. This is key. I'm glad you asked.
No, I know. 'Cause I
Right.
know where this is going.
So the WWE pay-per-views are on the live feed of Peacock. But if you have an ad subscription, there's still ads on the live feed. So we're watching the pay-per-view. An ad Peacock, $5 a month. Only $10 for ad-free. The match ends. Oh, yeah, Hot Dog and I are talking about it. You hear Michael Cole on commentary. And he goes, for those of you with Peacock Premium Plus, we're going to look at how we got to the Women's Championship match. So they can throw to a video package, but if you're broke, it'll have commercials. Yeah. We didn't see the video package, dude.
Oh.
And I saw Hot Dog. I saw his face before I said anything. He was like, because he knew he was about to be found out for having broke ass
What a cheap
$5 Peacock. I didn't see the video package. I saw commercials for insurance.
It's important. Can't
That's what
fast forward
that's what he
through.
tried to say.
Yeah.
It's important. No, I just want to find out
He
about
has
insurance.
insurance, Sam.
Well, yeah, I just want to find out about insurance. And then he got mad. He's like, why'd Michael Cole have to say that? Why'd he have to shout it out like that?
To get people mad to get it.
So that they
So you know what you're missing.
$10. That's it. It's $10.
Do you have to pay extra for the pay-per-view on
No.
Peacock?
No.
You don't? You just have Peacock and you get all the pay-per-view.
$10 Peacock, you get every WWE pay-per-view.
That's a good deal.
It's
I mean,
a
that's
good deal.
Amazing. For $10 a month?
$10 a month.
And then what is it if you buy it a la carte? If you just buy
You
you can't just buy the pay-per-view?
No, you got to have Peacock.
All
have-
pay-per-views, you need Peacock?
You have to have Peacock to watch the pay-per-view.
Oh, so they don't sell them anymore individually. It's
No,
just
because they bought WWE Network.
They signed the rights to Peacock for the library and live pay-per-views.
Okay.
So if you want to watch the library, the old WWE Network, it's part of your Peacock subscription. But if you want to watch the pay-per-views, yeah, that's the thing. If you don't have a subscription, you can't get it. But that's the same way UFC is. Like, you can't order UFC pay-per-views without an ESPN Plus.
What a smart move, though, because they know
but
all
you
these...
don't have to pay extra. You don't have to, like, UFC pay-per-views are $80.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay extra. I think that'll change once the Peacock deal's over.
Yeah.
Because, Endeavor is now going to be the owner, and they've seen, obviously, the business that, like, you can make your subscription money.
Sure.
And...
You think they'll do their own thing and, like, move away from ESPN Plus?
No. I think... WWE will either stay on Peacock or find a new streamer and then start charging for pay-per-views.
The fact that they are...
I think that's, just theories.
Are smart enough to know all these TV shows are getting bought up by different companies. Let's get wrestling. Like, there's so many years of that you can put on. It's a smart move.
Well, it's a double thing. Like, not only is
double-edged sword.
I wasn't going to say that. It's just so on the nose. But
I thought it was a good point.
Thanks. Double trouble.
Troubles are best.
It's also, in UFC is the same thing.
Combat.
Yep. No, I wasn't going to say combat. Fine, baseball's the same.
Why are you disagreeing with Jim so much?
Yes.
Because he's saying things, he's finishing my sentences
I'm being a part of the chat.
Yeah, I don't get this.
He's yes-anding me without, that's not where I was going.
That's what a good broadcaster does.
That's right.
No, it's not where I'm going.
Oh, okay.
It's live programming.
Yeah, of course we are.
Not us. The thing that we're talking about is why it's so valuable to streamers is because they're trying to figure out how to get people to tune in and stay tuned in. That's why Netflix tried out that Chris Rock live special, because live programming is the future for these streamers.
And they tried it with that dating show finale, right?
Yes, that was a failure.
Good.
But yeah, that's why like Amazon and Apple have like sports deals. ESPN Plus has UFC pay-per-views because they want you to tune in to watch live because you'll stay on the app.
Yep. Time for the toilet. Daddy has to sit and stand.
This is gonna be.
Well, you could probably do it all with the sit.
You're right.
No, not everybody here does that.
No.
You're talking about Marcelino.
Yep.
He pees in the urinal and then goes sit down because he can't be feminine.
No.
That's definitely not unresolved issues.
No.
You should listen to Taylor Swift.
He could probably get a lot out of his system, couldn't he? Mm-hmm. You guys would probably get along again. Jim, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Chemo Theater for Saturday.
Nice.
And the 28th, I will be in Toronto. And thanks to everyone who came last night. It was a packed show. Every Wednesday, I am at the Fat Black Pussycat for the end of the month doing my hour, and the crowds have been great. It's so fun to go up and try different shit, and just very, very delighted.
Awesome. I'm putting up content all the time on YouTube. Click subscribe on Not Sam and on Not Sam Wrestling. We'll be right back.
It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Back after this. When you need a laugh, SiriusXM is your home for great stand-up comedy with exclusive channels from Kevin Hart.
It's about to go down.
Comedy Central, Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy.
Peter Dad.
And Netflix is a Joke.
Hey, it's Tom Papa. Catch me on Netflix as a joke.
And SiriusXM's own Comedy Greats. Raw dog comedy and clean comedy for everyone on Laugh USA.
This feels right.
SiriusXM Comedy, channels 93 to 99 on your SiriusXM radio, online, and on the SXM app.
That's Babbel.com. B-A.
Bit too much? Then be like Bob. Your fingers, anus, and reputation will sparkle tomorrow if you install a bidet today.
Great guesses in American history.
Go in there, get the cold coffee. Well, iced coffee, I guess it's called.
This was Great Guesses in American history.
Good morning, radio fans. I'm Mike Montone. Here's what happened last week on Jim and Sam. Waking up with a swollen, sprained ankle is an unpleasant experience in and of itself. But ignoring the injury and dashing towards the bathroom will only make things worse.
You're walking around on a crutch. What's going on? You okay?
I hurt my tootsie.
Oh,
hurt my little tootsie.
Your foot's hurting you?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was trying
I like
to.
your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was trying to walk in the door quietly without waking up Mrs. Amico, and went to kick my shoe off, and I fell over it, and I twisted my foot in it. So I did not come in quietly. I came in screaming.
It's all very avoidable too.
Yes.
Right. And how long ago was this?
Beginning of the month.
Okay. So
no, not even the 8th.
So you've been dealing for almost a month. You've been dealing with this. It was very avoidable.
Sam, I had 4 wrestling shows in 8 days. And broke my foot walking in the door coming home from the last one.
Well, there's no doubt that he's got some strong comedic chops, but if he's smart, Mark Norman will soon abandon his hopes of becoming a real estate mogul.
Dude, what about your old place?
Well, oh boy. We just unlocked a big can of jizz here. So I bought a place in Brooklyn. Bought it as a fixer-upper. The guy said, if you buy it from me for cheap, I'll fix it. Easy peasy. Huge mistake. The guy...
He saw you coming, huh?
Complete crook.
Yeah.
He go, what do you want to do in here? And I go, we want to do this. We want to make that or that or that. And he goes, yeah, okay, got it. We'd come back a month later to see how the progress is going. Everything's sheetrock, shoddy, shitty. We didn't ask for that. We didn't want that. This is wood panel. What is that? Plywood here, And he's like, oh, well, I'm almost done. So I'll just take my check and I'll be out of your way.
So are you going to sue him?
We are suing him, and now I'm paying out the ass in lawyer fees, but he comes in, we have these meetings where he comes in, he's this big guy, I think he's Turkish, and he's like, oh, my friend, like he's all crazy, and he comes in just yelling, and my lawyer's like, sir, we have to talk with it, calm down. He's like, I will not calm down, and he's obviously deflecting, it's a move. He'll just keep
He's trying to amp up your lawyer fees.
Yes.
We have a winner. Ladies, if you were in search of the Jim and Sam Show's sexiest boy, look no further than the high top table.
Come here, big tits. Come here, big tits. Your tits belong to me. Give them to me. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. These are my tits.
Troy's really got an art.
Yeah.
Really good. I kind of feel like Troy might be the sexiest boy.
For sure. I mean, but that's almost a fucking gimme.
He probably shouldn't have been in the competition.
He's the most experienced.
He's a bit of a ringer.
We're basically playing AAA ball, and Aaron Judge just got sent down to rehab an injury, and he hit a fucking 3-run home run into the parking lot, and we're like,
that's why
Aaron
people
Judge
go to
is the best ball player.
That's why they go to the games. The whole verse.
Okay, because you already outshined him.
Yeah,
in the
I
first
appreciate
part.
that.
That's
I
right.
appreciate that.
That's right.
We're a good hip-hop duo, Travis.
Yeah,
I think so.
A motivated Eminem is a problem.
That's what I was thinking, dude. I hope people keep fucking with Eminem because when he is hitting back, that it's like fine. Like I've been waiting for that Eminem for years. I don't know how many years.
And that was different than the way he hit Machine Gun Kelly.
He didn't really care about Machine Gun.
That's
Kelly.
what I'm saying. Melly Mel is a guy who is a legend. I mean, and he's great. I mean, he really is great, and he was one of the innovators.
And he's got credibility. So Melly Mel saying that Eminem is only there because he's white, like that's a real.
It's just a predictable and boring opinion.
But I mean, yeah, to your point, Machine Gun Kelly saying your beard is weird. It's like Eminem's like, I mean, I guess I'll entertain this, but I don't care.
Eminem just trounced Melly Mel. I haven't heard the whole song though.
Are you just saying that because you're white though?
Yes, I most certainly am. But no, and I'm a guy who loves Melly Mel. But I mean, he just got trounced.
He said he was talking about space, and he said lost his ass to roids.
I mean, come on.
He said like I'm a guest in this house, but I turned it into a mansion.
Yeah.
And he's talking about Dubai, and he said because they do buy my records. I was like, come on, dude. It almost feels like he fucked around, and then unfortunately Melly Mel found out. Because the more that seemed like that. Like if you look at it mathematically, it feels like the more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean it's just. Who's the top 5? Who did they put Jay-Z as number 1?
I'm sure.
I don't know. Jay-Z's always number 1 on
or
this
did they
list.
put Rakim as number 1? I prefer Rakim. I mean,
Jay-Z's my number 1. But
yeah,
but
I'm curious as to how they listed it.
Jay-Z's usually in the top 3, but he's not. Most of these lists don't have him as number 1.
Is Kanye up there?
No. Kanye's not in the top 5 MCs list. Like, because so much.
Biggie. I bet you Biggie's number 1.
Biggie could be.
Or
but
Tupac, yeah.
So much of what Kanye did was also production.
Yep.
Right.
What was this list on?
I don't know. Maybe try Billboard.
Yeah, Billboard.
It's the third link down. It's right on this page. Yeah. Because that's from February.
50 greatest rappers of all time. All right.
Right. I mean, this does also seem like it could be one of those dumb clickbaity.
Oh no.
Oh, that's why he was so. Wait. Is this starting from the bottom?
No, we're going down. So this is 11. Kanye's 11.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was 1. All right, 11.
Kanye.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is not number
10.
Stop
okay.
it. Stop.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg
fine
gets
with
a lot
Snoop.
of credit.
Yep, I'm fine with Snoop. Drake, I don't.
Drizzy Drake. I love Drizzy Drake.
I don't know enough
the
about
sixth
his
god.
stuff.
Number 8.
Running to the 6 with his woes.
7.
Lil Wayne, Young Weezy F Baby is
he that good?
He's prolific.
Okay.
He's pretty great.
Okay.
Pretty great.
The Notorious
Biggie
B.I.G. number
Smalls,
6.
Make You Shit Your Drawers. Probably should be a little higher than that.
Yeah.
But he only had 2 albums.
Yeah. Eminem number 5.
Eminem number 5. This might be the list then.
Yeah, it's definitely the list.
Tupac number 4. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Good with that. Probably a little high.
Nas.
Nasty Nas number 3. Nas is like.
I don't know a lot of his stuff. So
just lyrically.
Lyrically,
it's
amazing.
Yeah, it's hard to touch Nas. Plus, he don't call a car topless. He says the titties is out.
Okay.
Kendrick number 2.
I mean, I would say
feels like there's a little recency bias with Kendrick at number 2, to tell you the truth.
You know, in these lists, they want to create controversy. They want to get people talking. They don't want the obvious.
I don't mind Kendrick in the top 5, but Kendrick number 2.
I guarantee you, Jay-Z.
You know what? I also don't know who I would take out of top 5. I put him in the top 10.
I bet you Jay-Z is number 1.
I hope so.
Yep.
Young Hova the God.
Yeah.
So Necessary. Iceberg.
Hi, Lori.
Lori Palmentary is here. Lori is taping her debut comedy album and special at Kevin Smith's Smod Castle Cinemas in New Jersey on September 9th. You can go to LoriPalmentary.com. And she's here to help us break this down. Top 5 MCs, dead or alive. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you listen to rap?
A little bit, but not. It's not my top genre.
No, we stumbled our way into this list. We have no business. Jim and I are re-ranking the top 5 MCs, dead or alive.
However, I listened a lot growing up. I was way ahead of the curve with fucking hip hop and white people, but then I stopped.
You were one of the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like a little embarrassing white kid, but I mean, I was 18 and I did love it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
We all went through phases as embarrassing white.
Where's Run DMC listed?
I saw Rev Run was up there more to the top. I don't know how many are.
I don't think people really look at them.
How
as
about Big Daddy?
Lyrically great. Run DMC.
How about Big Daddy Kane? He was fucking different. He changed everything.
He did change everything, but like
he should be in the top 20.
Yeah, Yeah, I would say I wouldn't have a problem
So
with that.
should Rakim.
Yep, definitely.
Rakim should definitely be there.
Yeah, there's the young hip hop.
You look cool, dude. What's embarrassing
It's
about
my
that?
first headshot. That was taken at Arbijon's in New Jersey, 1990
What's embarrassing about that?
or 91. Nothing. It looks good.
Cool pants.
Yeah, my feet look tiny. Pit stains.
Oh, look at those buys and tries.
Yeah,
on
and
you.
hair.
No wonder
Flexing.
you're showing them off.
Hilariously flexing.
Yeah, I never understood why guys with hair shave their head until I saw that was your hair.
Yeah. Cowlicky and dog shit. Yeah, can we see, just before we move on, can we see where Big Daddy Kane and Rakim are on this list?
Because they're also like, a lot of the people in the top 5 are super prolific. Like they have a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Right?
Andre 3000.
Rakim's 13. Okay, all right. So I'm fine with that.
And LL's 14.
LL's 14. That's a good spot.
All right, J. Cole. I'm familiar with Scarface. All right.
All right.
50 Cent 17. Ice Cube 18.
No vest.
Missy Elliott.
I don't know about that.
All right, 20. Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane at 20. That's
I
good.
probably would have put him
higher.
top
but
15.
It's good that he's top 20.
Okay, he's 20.
You put Missy Elliott top 20
Missy's great.
Yeah, I would.
as
too.
an
I would
MC
put it-
or just great songs.
I mean,
Sam, why are you hating?
Her songs are.
Sam's a
timeless.
misogynist.
I'm trying to have an in-depth.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have an in-depth conversation.
I would take
Yeah.
Missy's better than Nicki Minaj, and
I
Nicki
would
was
agree.
like
Yeah, I'd agree
11.
with that. I would agree with
Definitely,
that.
definitely.
Remember when she threw that thing down, flipped it, and then she reversed it?
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was
Darkman X.
Oh, DMX needs to be in the top 20.
I don't know, man.
I love DMX.
I love DMX too.
He still has but there's one of the most homophobic rap songs
Curtis
ever.
Blow is not number 23.
Higher or lower?
High, like lower on the list. I get it. He's a legend. Curtis Blow was one of the original guys.
But he's not. He
But he
shouldn't
was
be ranked.
never. He should not be. He should not be ahead of KRS One.
Right, he's not ahead of KRS-One.
Stop it. Just fucking stop it.
METHOD?
I don't know enough
Man.
about his music. I like him personally very much. Like,
Oh
I
my
like
God.
his
Tikal?
acting.
Big
I don't
Pun.
know
I mean,
anything about Big Pun.
has like one record.
Pun 26.
But he made such an impact with
I
one
know,
record.
but it was great. But
I don't know. I don't know anything about Big Pun. I don't know how we stumbled into this bit.
Well, we're the
Q-Tip I've never heard of.
Oh, I mean,
Tribe
Q-Tip's
Called Quest.
Q-Tip's very
Oh
important.
yeah, all right, they were good. I never paid that much attention to them.
Yeah, very important.
Yes, they were good.
Yeah.
We'll stop after a couple.
No, Black Thought
Thoughts
from the Roots.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Pusha T.
Pusha T.
You love Push.
I love his diss track for Drake. It's one of my favorite things anyone's ever done.
Push is
so
incredible.
Wherever he is, I'm fine.
Lauryn Hill needs to be way higher on that.
As MC?
Yeah.
Lauryn
What?
Hill? I mean, I like Lauryn Hill, but come on.
She was the Fugees, and then her solo album,
One
Fuji
solo
Love.
record and
Yeah.
one
And
Fuji
it's a classic.
A big
So
deal.
2 records.
Exactly. But he died. At least he went out swinging. She stopped. He couldn't record anymore. He was unavailable.
Well, Miss Lauryn Hill.
She started hating white people.
Exactly.
That's not a true story.
That's why he likes her.
That was an urban legend, and it wasn't true.
It is true. That's why you and your socks, love her.
There was never.
Sam has woke socks. He has Black Lives Matter
I don't know
socks.
what they're talking about.
Yes, he does.
I don't know what
He's
they're
a creep.
talking about.
Sam's a woke creep.
No, I'm not a creep.
T.I.
VIP. Well, he did come live from the VIP that one
did.
time.
Bust.
Bust a bus?
Okay. Buster.
Yeah, everybody's saying what the dealio.
How the fuck are Run DMC not higher than this?
I told you they're not great MCs.
But I mean,
They're legends.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
think
mean.
they were better than that.
Good songs,
Good
but
songs.
MCs,
Innovators. They weren't the good MCs.
I don't agree with that. I think they were. I think they were very. Yeah, I mean, I think they were. I don't agree. I think this the way deserved to be way higher on the list than this.
Luda.
Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense.
Rockbox.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Dr. Dre, but again, Dr. Dre, producer, not as much of an MC.
Right. He didn't even write a lot of his lyrics.
Right.
By the way, it's like putting guys with baseball stats. Because guys
Run
today
B,
have
B.
different. They have better advantages today. It's like hard to compare them with the old school guys. Well, that's kind of what Run DMC was. The rhyming schemes were different.
There's
the
guys
way it was
older.
done.
There's old school guys that are.
There's
in
old
the
guys
top 20.
older than Run DMC in the top 20.
Yeah.
No, I know, but they should still be up there. I mean, you're saying that they weren't that great, but I think they were.
It's
This is
great
just
song.
Oh, Jadakiss should be
way
further
higher than
along.
40%. I guess we're going to 50 or 46. Why quit
Jadakiss
now?
fucking rules.
Yeah, we'll go to 50.
47.
You see Jadakiss on the Adam
MC
Friedland
Light
show?
over Run DMC.
I saw the clip. Yeah.
Jadakiss on Adam Friedland show was such a good interview.
I mean, Mel's 48.
That's why he's so pissed.
That's why he's annoyed.
Well, at least he made
he
the
should be
list.
annoyed. He's better than
Dwayne in New Jersey.
Hi, Dwayne.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we today?
Yes, hello.
Good. So, listen, I love you guys. Black guy from Jersey, 52 years old, born in the rap. So, it's so hard to hear you guys go back and forth. But again, listen, rap, who's better, who's worse?
That's right.
It's all an opinion.
Yep.
But, I mean, it's hard hearing you guys say these things.
But,
and, listen, Black Thought, I'm from Philly area.
Nice.
Man, Black Thought's one of the best ones to ever do it.
He's great.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him, but why is it hard to hear us? I mean, I didn't disagree with a lot of it. I said Melly Mel should be higher on the list. What was so controversial about that?
Probably because we're uninformed boobs.
But we're not. I mean, I tell you if I don't know who people are.
No, and that's the thing. It's, not Melly Mel's great, but you guys did make an excellent point. Melly Mel is great, one of the pioneers. I think what they need to do is separate, old school pioneers from the new school rap, because it's a whole different way of music being made now. Just like you can't compare basketball from back in the 70s to now, because the game is played different. Rap is done differently nowadays.
Will Chamberlain is still considered great because he scored 100 points, even though it was against much smaller guys.
That's why, it's MCs, not so much just songs, best songs. It's specifically
right.
MCs.
Yeah.
Dwayne, give us your top 5.
Yeah.
Dead or alive.
And I want at least 3 white people in it.
Yeah, at least 3 of 5.
Not in this order, but
Okay.
Eminem's definitely in my top 5.
Nice.
As I said, Black Thought.
Okay.
Redman.
All right.
Absolutely from Jersey.
Nice. Bricks.
Listen, that Biggie, Jay-Z, I gotta give him maybe on the same level, and then you gotta go with Nas.
Nas.
Nasty
All right,
Nas.
so that's your top 6.
There it is.
I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
mad. It was a good list,
I
Dwayne.
gave you a bonus.
Appreciate
Guys, have a good one.
Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm glad we're
As long as
getting
there's one white person, that's all I care about.
We're trying to make sure
We want
that
to be represented.
we want the hip hop nation to tune in.
Yeah.
And
I should do a show on hip hop just to annoy people.
That'd be great.
And only talk about guys before 1992.
Right.
I've never heard a Nas song. I'm sure I have, but I don't know anything he does.
Right.
Nothing.
Nah.
Wow. Ether. It didn't even register.
Doesn't
that
even.
could be
I
a
don't
song.
even know that was a
Made
song.
you look? Ooh.
Whoa.
Your love made you look.
I don't think I would. No. I don't need to hear it.
You could hear it a little bit.
No,
I bet you'd like
Just
it.
give it a taste.
Oh,
That's where he says the titties is out.
do it with us ruining the song. Just talking through
Us
it.
screaming the
Yeah,
lyrics.
fucking 45-year-old white guy.
And everybody that knew that song was singing with us, Sam, with the titties is out.
Of course, the titties is out. Rest in peace to K-Slay, by the way.
All right.
Just in the video.
I'm sorry. I don't know it. But I liked it. I liked it more than I thought I would.
It's good.
Yeah.
The whole album's great.
I'm very stuck in my ways.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about taping your special?
I am nervous about it and excited, but it vacillates from being excited to being like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I mean,
why am I
what
doing
I'm
this?
like material-wise, but just more existential, if you will.
You mean like, what am I doing?
My entire life choices that have brought me to this
Yeah.
moment. What am I doing?
Yeah.
doing?
Yes. Do I want to go and tape, or should I just open my veins in a tub? I understand the thoughts. I get it. It's scary the first time you tape, but then it'll be fine. It'll be good, and you put it together and sell it.
Right. That's what I'm like. I'm like, oh, worst case scenario is not even that worse. Isn't even that bad. It's like, oh, it doesn't work out, then I have to do it again, and I lost money, which is not a good scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're not spending that much on it.
No. I mean, self-producing is still costing me money more. But I don't have a lot of money, but it will. Like I said, it will be fine in the grand scheme of things. This is not
How many cameras?
3.
Okay.
But I'm excited to get to do it at Kevin Smith's Smodcastle. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
How'd you land on that venue? I mean, it's really cool.
A friend of mine who I met through stand-up years ago. I'm not even sure how we first met, but he works in film and he tapes Kevin Smith's live podcast.
Oh.
So when I was talking to him about how I was venue shopping to try to, self-produce an album, he was like, would you want to do it at Smodcastle? Because I'm pretty sure, we could probably make that happen. And I was like, yeah, actually, that sounds pretty cool. Also, I wanted a theater and not a comedy club anyway, just because comedy clubs they're very loud, waitresses going around and such. Like a theater, you'll just have much more people just focus and laughing and paying attention. Like I think it's better for
They're there
recording.
for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird, guys that shoot in clubs because there are waitresses, and you need a little bit of that if you want the ambiance, but it is distracting people ordering. I hear it like on a Tuesday. There's no way I'm not going to fucking notice it when I'm taping.
Yeah.
Right.
Some asshole ordering a beer. Period. Yeah, you got to do it where they're all kind of facing you. So if you're going to do it in a club, do it in like the Comedy Works in Denver where they're all just looking. And I know nobody wants to hear this, but that is when people are just staring and looking at you, it makes it a lot better.
Right. Yeah, it's just no distractions.
Do you know Kevin?
No, I don't. I'm hoping that I will meet him personally and he'll be there. I'm not sure at this point in time. I think he's got his hands in a lot of projects, and because of the strikes, everything. I think anybody who's in film, their lives are being really affected right now by that. So,
But he's also not doing. He's obviously not working on anything right now.
He's
So
nowhere in the news.
that's true,
Around
yeah.
and come by.
Is this a SAG shoot?
Hang out.
Yeah, but he may, I think there are a lot of Hollywood people that are trying to figure out, okay, is there anything that I can kind of slip into while this strike is going on to keep some income coming in?
Yeah.
Right? Are there any other gigs or can I go on? Kevin Smith can also go on a speaking tour, luckily for him.
Yeah, he does live podcasts, and he does a lot of things at Smodcastle where they do screenings of cult movies, and then he does Q&As and stuff, and people.
I think they just did one for Terrifier 2.
Yeah, my buddy who's directing it, Josh Petrino, he worked on the special effects of Terrifier 2. That's
that's the best place to work on special effects.
I know,
That's
right?
awesome.
It really was.
Is that the clown movie?
Yeah.
It is the most gratuitously violent movie I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but all the effects are real effects.
Right.
All practical
No CGI.
effects. No CGI.
Yeah,
so
no CGI.
yeah, so if you're going to work on practical effects, it's that's
I didn't see
it's
it.
That's
very
the best part. The rules.
John Carpenter, but with a lot more gas on it, if you will.
Yeah, The Thing, movies like that. John Carpenter did some really good movies. Escape from New York.
Yeah.
He had his time.
Yeah, but he also was John Carpenter was so good at special effects, but better than anybody really at that time, especially for horror.
Yeah.
In The Thing, there's a scene where something bursts out of something else.
Yeah.
I remember being stunned that they pulled that off.
Yes.
I'm like, now if I watched it, I'd probably go, oh, all right.
But I find now that when people do practical effects like they did in Terrifier 2, or even in Oppenheimer, that was a big thing that they wanted to use as little
nuclear
CGI.
weapon?
It wasn't nuclear, but they wanted to use as little CGI as possible. So they found we're going to blow up a bomb, and we just want it to look as much like
right
it as possible. I think that there is still something when you see it done for real. It feels different, even if it doesn't look exactly realistic. It feels more tangible than really good CGI does. You know what I mean?
I guess so, yeah, because it's real and there's something different about it.
Yes.
But I like CGI.
You like CGI.
If it's done well, yeah. Watch, I don't want to see King Kong, a guy in a fucking ape suit hopping on 10-foot tall buildings.
But the building's so small, they make it a mini building, so you can never tell.
I don't like that. It's very obvious.
No, I remember going back to see Ghostbusters in the theater, and they were using everything was puppets and set pieces and foam bricks and stuff like that, and I liked it way better. Even though
it holds up more. The original Jurassic Park holds up way more than some of the sequels because they use animatronics. So I mean, obviously the CGI is getting so much better to the point where it will be just difficult to be like, oh, is this real or is this fake? Which is also kind of scary in a lot of ways. But yeah, Christopher Nolan is one of the best directors because he's always I'm going to build a model of a hospital and blow it up for Batman. It's nobody says that. But he also has the money to do it. It's so much cheaper to do things via CGI now than actually build an actual bomb and blow it
That's
up
true.
and film it.
That's true. There aren't that many directors that can go to a studio and be like, look, I don't want to tell you what I'm working on, but I need $100 million.
Yeah.
And then can go to A-list actors to be like, I don't want to tell you what I'm working on, but I want to have you in this movie and pay you scale. And they'll go, okay, we'll do it.
Yeah.
That's what Matt Damon said. He said that Christopher Nolan, the way he casts his movies is that he doesn't tell anyone what he's working on. And then he'll just randomly call you and go, hey, I'm working on this thing. Do you want to be in it? You go, yep. And it's okay, now it's off to the races. He said he made a deal with his wife that he would stop working for a while because he wasn't seeing his family as much as he should be. And so he said they had a carve out in there, not, contractually, but he said, I told my wife that I'll stop working unless Chris Nolan calls.
And did he?
he did.
Yep.
And that's how he did Oppenheimer.
I wonder if Matt Damon is full of shit and knew and he talked to Christopher Nolan and wanted to keep working and said if he happens to randomly call him the next 2 weeks, and he did. What are you falling for the same shit his wife fell for? She said you work too much. He goes, all right, baby, I'll quit unless he calls.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Oh, no way!
I can't believe it.
You're never going to guess who that was on the phone.
Here's what happened. He bumped into Christopher Nolan, who said in the next few months I'm doing something. And Matt Damon said, all right. And his wife was giving him shit. So then he made this deal with her knowing that Nolan was going to quit. That wasn't random.
I hope that's
I guarantee it's true. He'll never say it.
That'd be awesome.
He can't.
Yeah.
He can't. I mean, it's embarrassing for his wife to have fallen for it, and you too.
Both of us.
No, you did. We both fell for it.
Yeah, his wife and I just having lunch together. Can you believe? I know. Isn't it crazy?
I've said that too. Like, look, I know I've been away a lot, but I won't go away unless anybody calls for anything. In which case, and I've still been home.
Yeah. A lot of times it works out great.
Always works out great. Yeah, a lot of family time. Nobody is calling. I'm finished.
That's too bad.
So you want to do Kevin's podcast down there or no? Not that you want to, but I mean, are you working on doing it?
I
you
don't
want to
know.
do Kevin's podcast? I have no power over who gets what.
Yeah.
I would love to do it. I love to, as I'm a huge film nerd, and I feel like I love Star Wars and Jaws, which are like his big things too. Like we're just really dorky, so I'd love to fucking do his podcast and talk about all that type of stuff.
Jar Jar Binks, best Star Wars character or no?
Best or second best? What say you?
I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka series on Disney Plus. I mean, I watched all the cartoons and stuff. Like I went way too far down the Star Wars hole.
Yeah, I feel like you already the minute, and you know that you're like, okay, I'm going to mention what I'm looking forward to. It's going to go way over their heads.
Yeah, I've seen the first three, and I like the other one, where they all died at the end. If it was the lead up to the first one,
the one that was like separate, like it's still in the same universe.
Yeah.
It was the one with Pedro Pascal, right? Or
I
was
don't
he not
remember.
in it? Who was in it? Oh no, Oscar
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac was in it.
Yes.
It was when Darth Vader came through.
It was
at
a
the
handsome
end.
daddy.
Yeah, that's Rogue One.
Rogue One. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac was not in it.
Who the fuck was in it?
You're
then?
thinking of Diego Luna.
Love Diego Luna.
Is
Y
this-
tu mamá también.
That's right.
Is this the show? What's it called?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. That's with Rosario Dawson.
I love Rosario Dawson. She was in Clerks 3.
She was.
Kevin
yes.
Smith.
I never saw it.
Playing the Jeff Goldblum game.
Wasn't she also in Clerks 2? Wasn't she in both of those?
Yep.
My one friend thinks that I accidentally brainwashed myself into liking Star Wars because I did always like Star Wars when I was young, but then when I was a teenager, that was when my insomnia started to hit and I couldn't sleep at night. So I would just sit in my basement at my parents' house, and Spike TV used to have Star Wars marathons, and they would just play it over and over, like on these loops. So since I had such a trouble sleeping, I would just sit down there and watch Star Wars over and over. And every once in a while, like kind of nod off for like 20 minutes, but then wake up again. And my friend was like, "Yeah, that's how you brainwash somebody."
Why couldn't you sleep?
I'm an insomniac kid. My mom is insomniac. It just runs in the family. So I just sit there with my running brain, and I was just like, "Fucking, I can't see it, just sitting here."
And now Star Wars is just
now I just
being
love
fed
Star
into your
Wars
brain.
because I brainwashed myself.
Do you
into
read the
loving-
books?
I never read the books, no, but I do read a lot of sci-fi or in general or space things. I do like a lot of space things.
Do you know what movie I like better than the book? I read Contact. Carl Sagan wrote that with the Jodie Foster movie, and the book was a lot more involved. But I listened to it on tape. I didn't like it. I liked it, but I thought the movie was better.
The movie's good.
The movie was great.
The movie's really good.
I just didn't love the... I don't like when they have like somebody reading a book and doing it, and they're doing voices of different accents. There was a woman reading it because the lead is Jodie Foster's character, so they had a female lead, so the female read the book. But then she's doing male, and she's doing the Russian accent. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking awful.
So you didn't read it, you audio listened.
I listened to it, yeah. But I can't read anymore, so I just listen as I walk around.
I've had those moments when I'm reading to my kids, and my son will be like, "Dad, you could just use your regular voice."
Oh, you were doing the other voice?
Of course,
What voice?
Yeah, how do you sound?
Well, I don't know. I would
Yes, you
depend
do.
on the book.
Well, yeah, what book are you reading?
What book
I'll
you
pull it
reading?
up. It's fine, we got a computer.
It would be like, yeah, I mean, probably one of the Mickey Mouse stories.
Okay, which one?
It's like a book of stories. I don't know. It's like 5-minute Mickey Mouse stories.
Well, let's find 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course, Jim. Anything you want.
Mickey discovers felching.
Yeah, it's like 5-minute. Yeah, that's what it was. Mickey Felches.
Okay. I don't know if this one has felching in it.
That's the one. It's got felching in the middle of it.
Oh, here,
Yeah.
read sample. This is great.
Oh yeah, read a sample. Okay.
Go.
Guys, this is really too personal. I don't want to.
Do you have a specific one you want me to?
No, I don't. I mean, whatever.
Whichever one. He's
it's
doing
just
the
gonna be the
voices.
sample, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So you were.
Let's see if I can make this bigger.
I mean, I got it from here.
Okay.
Okay.
On surfing.
I would probably say it was a perfect day for the beach. The sun was shining and the water was crystal clear. Mickey and his friends climbed out of the car and unloaded their surfboards. Goofy was going to teach everyone how to surf. Mickey couldn't wait to get started. As he looked out the crashing waves, he pictured himself gliding across them. Come on, let's go, Mickey called, running into the water. Boards in hand, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy raced after him. Goofy chased his friends, the hot sand burning his feet. Oh, ouch, wait up, Goofy cried. Where are you going? The Donald isn't as good. Donald looked at Goofy. Thank you, dude. Donald looked at Goofy confused. What do you mean? He asked. We're going to surf. So at that point...
Was that an old woman who had her life savings taken?
Yeah.
Finish the page.
Okay. Yeah, finish the page.
All right, whatever you want. Yuck, Goofy laughed. Not yet. You have to learn the basics on the sand. Come on, I'll show you. At that point, my son would be like, Dad, you just use your regular voice.
I mean, do you know how bad you have to be for a 5-year-old to go, stop doing the fun voices, Dad?
Yeah, he probably did it when he was like 3. Too. Like, I mean, he was young, very young when he was like, you don't have to do the voices, Dad.
Yeah.
I was like, and you know what I said?
What?
Okay, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
I thought your Donald was good.
Yeah, dude, how did the Donald go?
I'm not doing the Donald.
You can just reread the line.
All right. Well, now it's out of context. Donald looked up at Goofy, confused. What do you mean? He asked. We're going to surf. See, and you do it like
sounds like a bad guy in the 40s.
Going to surf, eh?
Fucking Edward G. Robinson. Not good.
And you think they're little enough that like it won't matter that it's not good, but it does. You know, they know.
Yeah,
they know it's terrible.
They know.
Is that weird that when a 3-year-old goes, Dad, you have no voiceover ability?
That's it. That's it. No, Dad.
It's humiliating.
It's a no, and it's a no for me, dog. This isn't.
This is not working.
This is not it, Dad. This is not.
Dad, you're ruining this.
Yeah, so I just went back to my regular.
Yeah, you shouldn't read to kids anyway.
Why do you? Why is that?
Hand them a tablet. Let them.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Let them watch TV. Watch a cartoon.
You're right. The indoctrination of it all. Now they're going to be surfers. You can tell, right? You know what they're really saying. Oh, I know. Yeah.
No,
okay.
please.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
What they're saying.
And then Minnie pulled off her panties and she looked just like Mickey.
Oh, you. Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, but I am. Have fun trying to figure out when to show them like movies,
Right.
to ingrain it into their heads, like because I'm the same way as you. Like you spend all those hours watching Star Wars, and it just seeps into your brain. I feel like all the movies that I watched when I was a kid on VHS over and over again, they just never leave.
Yeah. Oh, I still watch a ton of movies. My nephew, I have a nephew and niece, and they love movies, especially my nephew. He's very funny because like he gets excited, and when he can't sit on the couch, and he gets up and he jumps up and down, especially when like it was an action movie. And I used to do the same thing when I was a kid. I used to jump up and down, like I was get so excited to get into the movie. And my sister hated this, and she would yell at me, and she'd be like, "Stop moving around! What are you doing?" And now it's just funny that her son does the exact same thing.
Good. Have you seen Talk to Me?
I did not. No.
Oh, it's so good. It's a new horror movie.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's like they're playing a party game where they talk to the dead ghosts, the spirits.
Spirits.
Yeah, and they have to hold a hand, but it's awesome. It's
Okay.
awesome. It came out like a week or two ago.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looked really creepy.
Yeah, it's really creepy. It's
by
awesome.
the same studio that did Smile. It looked like it had some. It looked kind of similar to that.
Yeah, I guess the visuals. I could see the visuals being similar.
Is Talk to Me on in the theater still?
In the theaters.
Okay.
So you'd have to go to the theater to see it.
James in West Virginia has a question.
What's up, James?
I had gone to Lori's website.
Sounds like my Donald Duck impression.
And saw she had done an animation project with Jim Brewer. I was wondering if that had progressed.
Oh,
And Lori, just the facts, please.
Please describe in detail the
Explain.
progression.
Has it progressed?
Talk about the contract negotiations.
I forgot about that. That was so long ago. No, I basically teamed up with Jim Brewer. He was basically adapted some of his stand-up into what would be an animated pilot, and a Canadian animation studio was involved, and then it was pitched, but no, it did not. It did not go anywhere.
I'm surprised. His stories are so interesting, and his
They're so
family
good.
life is so good.
Yeah.
You never know, like, who's going to pick up what, or stuff that just sits around and then, like, all of a sudden it just finds the right person.
He
and
should
there
do it
goes.
on his own. I mean, because the studios they're so stupid. He really should they put on shit. Some great stuff, but there's a lot of garbage. A lot of good stuff doesn't get done. He should just do it on his own.
Yeah, it was fun because I went to school for screenwriting, so it was fun adapting his stories into a pilot form about his family and being a dad. It was kind of about the evolution of a father.
Oh, okay. Did it work? Like how many episodes?
I wrote at least 2 episodes, maybe 3. I don't remember now, but yeah, I wrote the pilot, and then I definitely wrote at least a second episode for it, in hopes that
Was it ever recorded?
No, we recorded like a sizzle reel for it, and they animated like a sizzle reel, but never they didn't animate the entire episode.
Who did you play?
I did not play anybody.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
How'd you get into stand-up? Did you after screenwriting?
Pretty much. I've always wanted to be a writer. I was always that was always my favorite thing. I was good at it in school. But I come from a very blue collar, practical family. So a lot of artistic people in my family, but nobody pursued art as a career. So I wanted to be a writer. I figured the most logical thing would to be a journalist. So I initially majored in journalism in college, and then I quickly realized how much I hated that. I was like, I hate this. And I was editor of my school paper and stuff. And I was like, I don't think I could do this the rest of my life.
How come you didn't like it?
Because it's just not creative or
Right.
anything that I don't I'm interested in politics or whatever. I would write about it, but anything that I wrote and it became edited, it just took out my voice and my kind of snarky cynicism. And then
Yeah, and if you're a journalist, you're almost supposed to not.
Exactly, you're
have
not
your
supposed
opinion
to
in
You're
it.
not supposed to have personality in there until you
Right.
become editorial. Until you do editorials.
Right,
That's
right.
different.
And I also just preferred fiction anyway. But then I also at that point in my life, I realized I was predisposed to depression, and I had a lot of jobs growing up because my family was just go get a job all the time. I was always working. So I was like, shit. I had to go back to the drawing board, and I was like, what would, in the most ideal world of Lori Palmentary, what would I would do as my career? And it was I would be a sitcom writer. It was not even a question. I would just sit around and watch sitcoms and comedy all day long. So then it was okay, how does somebody become a sitcom writer? I have no clue. And I grew up on Long Island, and it was just it looks like stand-ups become sitcom writers. They get sitcoms. Maybe you should try stand-up comedy. But it was not, I was not a type of person who thought stand-up was going to be easy, or that I was even capable of doing it. But being kind of an adrenaline junkie person, I'm a surfer, I'm always kind of like to jump off of cliffs and stuff. I'm kind of a daredevil. I was all right, you can't not try this because you're afraid. Don't be a
Sure.
pussy. Go try doing stand up and see what happens. And it was terrifying for many years, but obviously you get hooked on it, and then you get better, and you're oh, okay, this is fun.
You jump off cliffs?
Yes.
Regularly?
Mostly, yes. Well, not in a while, but I love doing if I go to travel to some place and there's a nice cliff into blue water, I could just do that over and over.
Oh, so it's not even bungee, you're jumping off a cliff into water.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I love doing it.
How high?
I think the highest I ever did was 30 feet.
Sheesh. 3 stories.
That's not that bad though. That's not crazy.
I mean, for maybe not for the biggest daredevil, but for me or you,
Yeah,
jumping off the roof of a 3-story house would be nuts.
Yeah.
As long as the water's deep enough, but there is a moment where you're oh, maybe I should.
How do you know if the water's deep enough before
You don't
jump?
test it first?
Well, I knew because other people did it.
Oh.
So I was oh,
And they're
okay.
not dead.
I saw them. They're not dead.
Yeah, they're not paralyzed. I might as well. Yeah, that does look kind of fun.
It's so much fun. Yeah, so then that's how stand-up kind of came to fruition. It was not a natural, because I was a shy person. It was funny because when I ran into people that I went to high school with, there were some people who were like, wow, really, I'm happy that you went into comedy because you were so funny. But usually I was the quiet kid in the back of the room and I would make snide comments to one person. Like I was not a class clown type. But then I had other people who were like, I never even knew what the sound of your voice sounded like because you're so quiet all the time.
It's like one person would know, oh, you're really funny, and everybody else, oh, no, she never speaks.
That is the way that like we sneakily test things. Like if you're making one person laugh and they're laughing, other people see you making someone laugh, so you're kind of getting the credit for being funny without taking the risk in front of the whole room full of people. We've all gone that route at times too. We're just making snide remarks to one person, hoping that they laugh loud enough. People go, "Oh, what's going on back there? That looks like fun."
Well, did you ever try to get the whole class and then it didn't work?
Yeah, there were many times that did happen. Yeah, unfortunately. It's embarrassing.
Not like telling somebody to shut up melodically.
Yeah.
What happened with that? That was just...
All right. There was, I was in high school, and it was a quiet social studies class, and there was... I don't remember what the kid did. He walked by the classroom singing, and it was... The tone of it was... Dun, 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 dun. Like, that was the tone of what he was singing. So I wanted to just sing back, shut the fuck up, which would have murdered in class.
Yeah.
But I just panicked, and I went, shut up, and it got a 0. I mean, silence.
I love that.
I just pussied out.
Right. And
instead of saying what I wanted.
And it took the balls right out of it.
Shut up. It was lame. It wasn't funny. It was weakling joke.
Plus now you're telling somebody to shut up and nobody's on your side.
I mean, when I tell you there wasn't a laugh, it was like immediately my head felt hot. Like, you know that bomb feeling when your head is hot? It got a 0.
I was just kidding.
I mean, I just had to go down and write, like, good, I'm glad no one laughed at that. I didn't mean for it to be funny.
No, I was just saying you should shut up.
I didn't even get in big trouble. Like,
no
one. It was so benign and banal. And
that's when you know. And the teacher probably was like, you know what? Whatever punishment I have is not worse than the embarrassment that he's feeling right now.
Oh, it was. We
all know.
I've been very unfunny in time. Like in movie theaters, some guy like Patrice used to talk about how he would kill in movie theaters.
We saw it happen at a press screening of Cloverfield.
That's true.
He crushed.
He was very funny.
Except to Kurt Loder.
And no, it was Jeffrey Lyons.
Jeffrey Lyons.
And I would typically... I only try to be funny in a movie theater once or twice during Revenge of the Nerds.
So you're talking during the movie?
But you know how, like, black people will yell something out in a theater and it's hilarious?
Yes.
I tried that, and it was unfortunately not funny.
You wanted to capture their energy. You wanted to get those laughs for yourself.
Dude, I told you there was a massage scene in Revenge of the Nerds. I don't even remember it. But I just remember going, that's cum he's rubbing in your back.
I love that you remember the emphasis.
I remember the emphasis well. And I did another one, and my friend Bill D'Angelo just went, shut up, Jim. He was so embarrassed to be sitting next to me.
I absolutely hate it when people talk during in any movie. Really.
It's infuriating.
Unless it is like a bad horror movie or comedy, they're like, oh, okay, now we're just going to make fun of this. But in movie theaters, like, I'm not a confrontational person, but in the movie theater, if somebody's talking or if they're on their phone, I will turn into the person that starts yelling at them.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I was on a date one time with this dude. I think we were seeing The Hateful Eight, the Tarantino movie, and there were these people and they were talking, and I was like, I really hope that this guy says something to them because then and he just wasn't. So then I yelled at them, and then I felt it was just so awkward because he was just this girl was so quiet, and then all of a sudden I was like, you guys need to stop talking during this movie, and then I just turned to the guy I was with, and I was like, oh, all right.
Because now that guy is thinking, great, I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Right.
They're not going to beat you up.
No. And not only are you at risk for getting your ass kicked, but you also know, I should have said, she said
She's
something
got the
instead
balls,
of me.
I know.
There's just no winning here.
No, and it is frustrating when people are talking. I typically don't say anything because I just know it's going to turn into something.
It's not like you telling them to stop talking is actually going to get the
talking.
No,
like if I had a gun, I would handle it properly.
There's a difference between a reaction and then talking,
you
know? If you're like, oh my God, you're reacting to something.
No, it's much different.
You would murder somebody speaking in a movie theater?
Or you would hear talking and giggling, and then you would hear a single gunshot, one person crying, and then silence.
And you'd enjoy the rest of the movie?
I'd sit down and finish my popcorn. Good question from Richard.
Let's see. Richard in New York.
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, buddy.
Sam and Jim.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Obviously, we said hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey. I'm sorry, I'm in my car.
It's
All
okay.
respect, Jim and Sam. Love the show. Yeah. Sweet little Sammy there. Let me ask you a question as a guy that's actually bungee jumped. How in the fuck are you going to bungee jump off a motherfucking cliff?
I don't know. Let me ask you somebody who's answered a phone before. How many times do you have to say hello before somebody responds to you?
Sorry, Sammy, I'm in Westchester, just like you, sweet little boy.
Where are you from originally?
Westchester?
Depending on whether or not we're driving
Oh,
through
my.
Scarsdale or Mamaroneck.
Where are you from originally? I hear a bit of an accent. Are you Minnesota? Are you from Minnesota?
Yeah, no. The thing is, I've been watching the Pinky Blinders recently.
He said Pinky Blinders.
I know he did.
Pinky
Richard.
Blinders. yeah.
Richard, I mean, this is people.
Little glasses.
I'll tell you, that bungee jump will be an express elevator down, one way only.
Don't go back. People think this is like we all bust each other's balls.
Yeah.
And then they call up and they go, me. They go, me
Come
too.
on.
And it's like, you're not built for this, bro. You're not built for this, homie.
No, I don't know. You made a good point. What do you think, Richard?
Go on. I answered in my own mind. It sounded like I was great.
All right. Thanks, Richard.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a good man.
Call back
Appreciate you more.
every day.
Every day.
You be well.
Yep, we would like our daily
Every
Richard
day.
call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's get our razzing from Richard.
I love when the wheels come off.
Oh, it's
on
the
a phone
best.
call.
And you always know way before. You're like, this one, they're not built for survival.
Sometimes they put in too many curses because I know that's like your instinct. Was if you're not sure about a joke, you over curse. Who the fuck can fucking bungee jump off a fucking cliff? You fuck.
Or the energy is so much because you don't want it broken.
Yeah.
Because and you're just like, this ain't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go home.
No. Do you know who the best phone caller ever? I mean, Jay Moore was always great. Colin's great on the phone. Dice was amazing. But Imus's brother Fred.
Bill Burr is amazing.
Bill Burr's amazing on the phone. Fred Imus would call in to Imus's show, and he was a real slow-talking kind of cowboy, but just a naturally hilarious person with great timing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a guy that could call in and be on the phone for 40 minutes. But it was like he was in the studio. Be funny. Like, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
I suck at phone calls. I hate radio phoners. I hate them.
You're probably not as bad as you think you are.
No, I am.
Oh, all right, my mistake.
I'm just, I don't, the timing is off. Wait, oh, sorry, no, go ahead, what? Yeah,
you do that?
Yeah. I just like being in the room.
Yeah. That's why we came back so early from the pandemic. It was like we gotta, even on Zoom, it's just talking over each other.
Comedian interviews on Zoom sucked.
It's brutal. Or worse for shows on Zoom.
Did you do any? I didn't do any.
I did a few, but only if I was getting paid. I was like, because I needed money so bad. But it was just brutal. I was like, this is a terrible thing. Like, we should not do these.
A bunch of people in an office, right? Like with different Zoom windows.
Yeah. It's very weird. You're like, oh, this is weird. I don't really know.
Did they turn their mics on to laugh, or did they leave their mics off?
It would depend. Like sometimes either way.
Because even if they have their mics on, it's not like a collective laugh in person. It does not sound like a collection of digital.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, it's even almost like an outdoor show. Like works because people are outside, but even an outdoor show is terrible because the laughter dissipates into the ether, and it's just like, no, you need to be in a room. This is what needs to happen.
Yeah, outdoor shows can be okay if there's enough people. But they're typically not good. Like Soul Joel's does a decent job. Yeah. The way they set it up. But I heard, who was it that told us that they moved the? Craig Shoemaker said that they've changed the location of it. So I don't know.
Yes, they don't pass by trains or whatever. Yeah, but during the pandemic, it was like guys were getting up in Central Park without a microphone.
It was crazy the way guys were doing. Mark Norman and Sam Morrill, those guys are doing rooftops.
Yeah.
So many guys. They had great horror stories too.
Yeah, everybody making like mini docs.
Yeah. Mark going around New York, and I convinced him to tell Seinfeld that he should have him on. He should do a show with him.
Oh my God, that was one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
Text Jerry and tell him that I just got this new car. It might be a fun idea for a show if you teach me how to drive it.
Like a stick? Yeah. And I'm like, dude, it'll be amazing. And then Mark texted Jerry, and he didn't hear back from him.
We didn't ask him last time he was in. You probably ruined his friendship with Jerry.
No, Seinfeld still loves him. That which bugs me. I think that they are still friends.
Okay.
I believe that Jerry still loves Mark. And Mark is prolific and really funny, so...
No, always joke first.
He's just nuts.
Always joke.
Yeah, he always
joke.
And he's just crazy. So
yeah.
you learn that he's fucking out of his mind.
What was the worst job when you were going from job to job when you were young?
I mean, my first job, I was bagged groceries at a market on Fire Island.
Nice.
Oh, God.
I was like young. I was like 14.
A lot of AZT.
I worked in catering, and I think probably my worst job. I worked in a nursing home for 4 years as a dietary aide, and that's how I put myself through college, basically. And that was terrible.
What were you doing? Helping them eat or telling them what to eat?
Yeah, what is
it
a
was
dietary?
like serving food, like as a glorified cafeteria lady.
All those old people have some formaldehyde.
Isn't it funny the names that people come up with for things?
Dietary aide.
I'm a dietary aide.
Oh, that's their title, but yeah, it's a glorified lunch lady, essentially. I mean, it was. There were things that were funny about it because you just have to laugh because it's so depressing. But like literally, people are just like dying all the time.
Yeah, that would suck. Like that old lady that I talk to every day. What happened to her?
Yeah,
She's dead
like,
now.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna be dead. But like I hated working there, and I hated pretty much everybody that worked there. But they did do a good. It was also considered a really nice nursing home, which is terrifying to me that is a nice nursing home. But they did do pretty good jobs for Thanksgiving. They would have these really big banquets for Thanksgiving for the presidents that wouldn't get taken out. And I would always work it because it was like, I was like, all right, I don't really care about Thanksgiving, and I made extra money. But there's this one table of these old ladies who I really like. They're really cute, and this little lady, she calls me over and she was like, I have a question for you. She goes, I was just thinking, Thanksgiving, they kill all these turkeys. And what do they do with the turkey hearts? Because so many people need new hearts. Why don't they put the turkey hearts into the people? And I'm just like, yeah, you can't do that. Like a turkey heart is like, I don't even know. It's probably like the size of like a lima bean. I have no clue. Like, you can't
It's
just
designed to pump the proper amount of blood for a turkey.
You can't just take hearts from other animals. I mean, we did it with like pigs, but like even that's unsuccessful. And even between humans, like there's different blood types. And then I'm like, as I'm explaining this to her, I'm like, why are you explaining this to her?
Yeah.
You know what?
This dumb old bitch finally thinks she had a good idea right before she kicks the bucket. Let her have it.
Just tell her. That's a brilliant idea.
Stop explaining this.
Yeah. I know. You're robbing her of her one moment.
Just like, she's just blankly staring at me, and I'm like frustrated that like she doesn't understand basic biology.
Because turkey hearts are too small, Gladys.
I mean, to be at that stage in your life, you're at a nursing home, you've lived your entire life, and you've got to sit there as some teenager explains to you why you're an idiot.
Exactly. And every time
it's
you
so
move,
depressing.
you hear the crinkle of your own diaper.
Like, oh no, I'm that person.
You're sitting in your own shit while some young blonde is telling you how the size of a turkey heart. You're like, oh, this stinks.
I'm an idiot who has no control of my own bowel movements, and now there's a teenage girl explaining to me how the world works.
But she had an epiphany.
She did.
You squashed her fucking epiphany.
She thought she was going to save a bunch of people, and I was like, you're an idiot.
Because she's sitting there like, I've amounted to nothing, and then she's like, oh, this was her moment.
She's just sitting there. You know what she's doing? She's eating turkey. Oh my God!
I've got it.
I'm gonna save.
Like,
my life
this
has.
girl over here.
It hasn't been a waste.
You, girly, come here. Guess what I just thought of?
I'm gonna show them that Gladys still has plenty left to give.
Yeah. Ma'am, that instinct telling you that you're worthless. It's correct. It's a correct instinct.
We're sorry, man. You can't take the limbs off of ants and help veterans who are injured.
Yeah. What about their lungs? We'll give them their lungs. No, ma'am.
Yeah. How long after that did she die?
I'm not sure when she passed away.
Hopefully
exactly.
same day.
But
Yeah, right after that.
Yeah.
As Lori was explaining.
I killed her. I was like, ugh.
Wait, was there any people that you grew to really like and they died and it really bums you out?
It did. And then they would cause to a point where it was like, oh no, don't get attached to anybody because they were like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So I remember like one of my favorite residents, she passed away. I was so upset.
What'd she die? Just old, just a heart attack, or
They just, they're old. They have a lot of things wrong with them. They're not nursing home.
Yeah. Was there fornication in the old folks' home? They say there's a lot of STDs.
They are fucking in the nursing home.
That's sick. That rules. That rules to be in the nursing home. Like imagine the old man that's just going through.
Well, there's way more women than men by
That's
a
awesome.
lot.
Plus they die.
So they will.
They got all this drama with one of the ladies that live in the old folks' home, and then she dies.
Yeah, she's got ALS. I don't have to worry about her.
Right.
It was weird though, it's because like you would not like sometimes there would be like a boyfriend girlfriend or like the residents or whatever, and like gross, but happy for him.
Yeah. Was there like hot
But they wouldn't allow them to be roommates, and I'm like, why? Like we're not worried about them getting diseases. They already have diseases. They're gonna die. Obviously, they're not gonna get pregnant. That's also not something we're worried about. Like just let them have a room together. Who gives a shit?
Who cares?
But this is Catholic Health Services, so
Sure.
Living in sin.
Yeah,
living in sin.
right up until the end.
You're right on the gate to St. Peter. You're having your ass eaten. Shame on you.
Could you get
sins of the flesh? Right to hell.
Like you've lived your whole life. All you've done is you've lived a life, and now you're being treated like a child. Somebody's there to tell you you can't live with a girl. You can't live with a guy. Like
it was just like what? Like who cares?
Yeah. Was there like hot girl? Like was there like a hot girl of the old women and like a hot dude that was like were there more desirable? Not to you, obviously, but to like you knew that's the lady all the old men are after.
Who was the horse cock in the old?
Exactly. Yeah.
It had to be one.
Yeah. Oh man, all the old ladies are after this.
This that's Derek. He was a teamster. He fucks them all.
That's right. Was there that kind of energy?
I guess so, but it's like so hard. You'd just be like I remember
studs.
they would be like, oh, that guy's handsome, and you would just be like, they are.
Were you attracted to any of them?
No, I was not attracted to any of the residents.
You didn't find yourself lusting over any of the residents?
Well, some of them it is one of those things. Also, you see how much of a difference there is between men and women as like you age, right? So with the women, they do get more like nurturing, and this is very common in a nursing home. Well, they will give kind of a woman who has dementia is losing it like a baby doll, and they will like, carry this baby doll around and they will care for it. Like, it's kind of it's sad, kind of
sad.
And I remember one time this woman had this baby doll she was obsessed with, and my grandma did this too because she had Alzheimer's in the end. But I just took the baby doll and moved it because I wanted to put her dinner in front of her, and she got so mad at me like I was gonna steal this baby. She was pissed. But then the men, on the other hand, get like handsy and perverted. There was this one guy who used to like.
Well, they're faking Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
that's what I said to this one guy.
I thought they were melons.
There was this one guy who would like grab nurses' asses, and the nurses would just be like, "Oh, he's losing it." Like, and I was like, "If he grabs my, I'm going to slap him across the face."
Yeah.
And they were like, "You can't do that. He's old and he's losing it, and you'll lose your job." I was like, first of all, I don't care if I lose this job. Second of all, I don't think he's losing it that much. I think he's doing this because he's getting away.
Yeah, because he's not grabbing elbows, so he's not that stupid.
He's just grabbing an ass and going, "I'm sorry, I have Alzheimer's."
Yeah,
I'm losing
I
it."
forgot how good that feels.
He's completely aware of everything.
I was like, yeah, we should not allow this behavior. This is not okay.
Did the people with Alzheimer's, did they seem like they were tortured, or did they not really know what's going on enough for it to be?
Alzheimer's is the saddest thing ever, right? Because people, like, they're losing it, but then they kind of, like, drip in and out of themselves sometimes. So the Alzheimer's unit is like locked up, and this I think is for probably all nursing homes, because years ago when it wasn't locked up, sometimes these people would like escape and go to roofs and like freeze to death or like go get lost. But they know that something's wrong sometimes, or they feel lost. Like there was this one lady, she would stand by the door with her purse, and she's in like a nightgown and she has like a tracker on her ankle, and she would try to trick you. Like she would tell me, she would go, "Oh, my mom's waiting for me in the lobby," and she's like 90 years old, and you're like, "Oh,
oh no."
Oh, probably
sad.
She's not waiting for you.
That's
in the
not a lobby.
lobby.
Is it the end of a light in the hallway?
But they just wanted to get out. Like they would like sometimes they
Yeah.
would try to sneak and get out, and you would be like, "Oh yeah, they don't want to." So that was. I mean, that was brutal going to that unit.
Yeah.
But there were other funny things, like, we're just not that, but just was like, I worked in a cafe that was within the middle of the nursing home sometimes. And the one was hallway wall was just like all glass. And one time I'm working there and I get a call and it's the front desk and they're like, hey, so and so just died, so we're going to wheel them down the hallway past the cafe. Can you create a distraction so that the people don't like notice this, body bag going by? And I'm like, none of these people know what the hell is going on. Like, I don't need to create a distraction. Like, you want me to just like get in the middle and start tap dancing and be like, like, what is this girl doing?
Yeah, you should have faked your own death or collapsed in the front.
The only person who is ever going to notice is me, and like I might have not even noticed if you didn't call and tell me that this was going to happen.
What did you do to distract?
I did nothing. I was like, I'm not going to.
She dropped a metal tray. Yeah, Alzheimer's.
I was like, they're not paying attention. They don't know what's going on.
That's very depressing. Very depressing.
Yeah, it gets like brutal. It was at the point where I was like, it was pretty good money. I said I put myself to school doing it, but I was like, I can't work here anymore.
I did 2 weeks in a senior citizen home, or maybe more. Maybe
Staying?
a month or two. No, I was a young boy.
Oh, okay.
And I had gotten caught with my friends. They had pot in the car or something, so I got community service. And it was in New Brunswick, right at the border of North Brunswick, New Brunswick. There was a senior citizens home, and I would just go there and help the guys who worked in maintenance. And they were cool guys, but they were like they were over it.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time the smell of someone hit me, where it was the dry rot smell of an old person who's just lost it. And this fat lady, she walked down the hall, and when she was at the end of the hall, her smell was like a physical presence. It was so. You know that it's not like underarm odor; it's the smell of like a decaying body of a live person.
Very not good smell.
It was fucking horrendous, but I never smelled anything like that. And I was like, wow, that was the first time I realized that's what happens to you when you get fucking old.
I
was 47.
I would also get in trouble sometimes. I would get in trouble sometimes because unless somebody, like, the people had, like, obviously dietary restrictions, and then if somebody was a choker, they had, like, different bans, which that you couldn't mess around with. But these people, like, they were dying, so I would, like, just give them whatever they want. So people just, like, knew that, like, I was the girl who would, like, go get them ice cream, and they, like, weren't supposed to be having ice cream, so I was like, who cares?
Right.
But I remember this one guy, like, he just wanted, like, hot dogs were one of the big meals, and you had hot dogs, which is disgusting to me, but it's besides the point. But this one guy, he wanted hot dogs so bad. He was literally, like, crying, because he was like, hot dogs remind me of going to baseball games with my dad, and he wasn't allowed, he was supposed to have a low sodium diet, and I was like, I'll go get you a hot dog. Like, this poor guy just wants a hot dog. Like, it's not,
Yeah, at this
so
point.
I get him a hot dog, and then, like, I get called in my supervisor's office, and he's like, whoa, you still gave that guy a hot dog? He's not supposed to have a hot dog. He's on a low sodium diet. And I'm like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah, what's the worst?
I'm like, why are you trying to extend his life, his miserable life, an extra month? Give him all the fucking hot dogs.
That's what it is. Like, if you don't mind being miserable, you can live another 2 weeks.
Right.
No.
They found him having a stroke with a hot dog in his hand. 2
They would
bites
always
in.
threaten to fire me, and I'd be like, all right, fire me.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to get fired from that job so bad, and I couldn't.
And you eventually get desensitized, I guess, to people dropping dead.
Yeah, kind of. You were just like, you would almost root for it sometimes because they were just, the quality of life is not there. So you'd be like, oh, I guess, like, God, I'm hoping that he just dies.
And Jimmy Carter, is he out of hospice? He was in the hospice for, like, months ago. Is he, and, like, how long did he's been, like, for 3 or 4 months in hospice?
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to only be there for, like, 3 weeks or a month and you're dead?
I don't know.
I don't know. No, you could end up being there for a long time.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he came back out of it.
Not a lot of people get out of hospice.
No. Jimmy Carter's oldest living president in history. I think he's 98.
Oh, like older than anyone else was before?
None of them have made it to that.
Wow.
Which is crazy with the health care they get.
Yeah.
You'd think somebody would have broke 100.
Yeah.
He's been there like 6 months now.
Oh, is he still there?
As far as I know.
Well, on that uplifting note, if you want to see more great comedy like this, Lori Palmentary is taping her debut comedy album and special at Kevin Smith's Smod Castle Cinemas in New Jersey on September 9th. Travis?
At-home hospice care.
Oh, in February. Okay, so they have somebody who's very sick.
He's at home.
Okay, so somebody's just caring for him.
Yeah.
You can get tickets at atlanticcinemas.com. Check it out. Laura, you can go to LoriPalmentary.com or follow her on Twitter at Lori Palmentary. It's great talking to you.
Yeah, Lori's very funny. We work
thank
together
you, guys.
sometimes. She opens for Colin. Very dark humor. Very funny.
That's great.
And now, is Jimmy Carter, is Rosalind dead or alive? I'll be appearing this Saturday at the Chemo Theater in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then the 28th, I'm doing the Toronto Comedy Festival. I'll be up there. I forget the name of the pre-sale code is still on.
No, that's just your website, man.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Why don't we fix that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have a great team, I guess.
No. I mean,
you know.
Let's see.
At the
How could it be
Elgin and Winter Garden Theater Center.
How could it be a pre-sale if it's on sale?
Can we take the pre-sale thing
no
off of the
goddamn
website
sense.
for Toronto?
Suck it.
Didn't get it.
Ah, man, I love adding to a voice text.
I know, I don't blame you. All right, this was a lot of fun. Thanks, Laura. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, thank
Probably
you for
could have
having
sent
me.
that text right after the show in hindsight.
Yeah, I didn't need to talk text right. I mean, you're not wrong. I just got carried away, and I wanted to do it before I forgot.
You know what? I'm glad you got it done. Had a great week. Hope you all did as well.
I'll see you on Monday unless I'm killed traveling.
That's right, and I'll be here because I'm not traveling.
Sure, absolutely not. Welcome to the Sam Roberts Show, Monday morning.
Jim's dead.
Yep.